all the time.
That shit is still fun.
You gotta be kidding me! Unbelievable flip!
Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go at this point? I
Uh,
got
uh,
nowhere else to go. That's what you gotta say.
Stranger than fiction. But out this country, like I've been saying, because
See, then you can never come back at this point.
I think that's the ideal because isn't it the firstborn that gets drafted?
I don't think they're gonna go back to those archaic laws. Um, my
No,
my idea to cheat the draft is I'm just gonna do like, hey, you want to see some friendly fire? Send me to where they're going because I'm gonna take all of us out.
then they're
That's
gonna
my way
take
to get
you
out.
out.
That's my way to get out of the draft, which is a I'll kamikaze all of us
And
just to
then
give them a hey.
that's
That's
actually a good
anything.
idea.
Exactly. Like, have you ever had thoughts of killing? Yeah, killing everyone in my fucking unit.
Oh damn. Also, too, I couldn't post it for some odd reason. It's the weirdest thing ever. God forbid a movie that a dude shouldn't have got Oscar nominated couldn't be on my IG story. I was gonna post radio because I said, hey, if they try to draft me, I'm about to be radio.
No, that doesn't work anymore because that's half the
Shit,
people in the army right now.
it's always been the case, especially the Marines. The Marines,
Hey, that's my family has ties to the Marines. So,
same
but
here.
I'm not going to say you're not wrong because my uncle was discharged for driving his motorcycle into a truck. So
I don't know if he should have said that on this podcast, but okay.
I didn't say which uncle. So
It don't matter. They gonna know. Kevin, he was talking about you.
there are no Kevins in my family. That is the thing. Kevin's a name that it is an Irish name. I think so, Kevin. But that's not
But
a. Yeah, I'm not going to clarify which side of my family, but there are
yeah,
Marines
just don't.
in
Like
my family. Again, I don't even talk to 85% of my family.
I don't talk to 95% of them, but still, you never know who's
Nah, you're
listening
too old to
eventually.
get drafted. They're gonna look at your feet and say you good. You're good.
Yeah, they might or they might look at my eyes like this motherfucker eyes is red shot. Why is it? Because what is it? The weed? No, brother. I am exhausted.
Nah, but
My shoulder hurt, cat.
oh, I know today I woke. That's again. All right, so last week, this is Banks versus Davis, y'all. Welcome back. Last week I was angry because I had to pay $50 for two haircuts, and then we had no topics, so I felt the episode wasn't that good. Even though it's not your fault, it's not my fault. There wasn't just much to talk about.
No, it was when you call on the fly. Those are the best episodes,
But
to me
this
at
week
least.
I'm angry because of
When aren't
bullshit
you
out.
angry?
Exactly. Well, that's my point. Bullshit at work. I woke up this morning sore. I'm like, I guess this is really 31 because I'm just sore as fuck when I wake up. I can't sleep. So I'm tossing and
You,
turning at
you
3
don't take
a.m.
melatonin.
I told you for the 100th time that shit doesn't work for me. It doesn't.
Apparently, calcium something works. Somebody told me
But
it's you don't
yeah.
smoke weed.
And you keep pointing out I'm short, which isn't what you keep pointing out, but short people are always angry. So you're probably right about that. So that's probably why I stay angry
You don't want to do no
24/7.
heroin, no fentanyl. Damn,
I
this
can't.
this
See,
episode getting them out of
every
topics.
time a movie when they gotta go, that just scares the shit out of me. I can never inject something into myself. No,
What
that's
about
why when I
Death
had
Band,
no
the
idea what
Michael
that is.
Jackson stuff?
Oh, that's no. You're talking about Cora. No.
And it is it I was about to say antihistamine. It's some anesthesia, but it has multiple names.
Isn't that what didn't wasn't Prince taking something similar? The irony.
They said painkillers. He was taking perks
Hmm. Sheesh.
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Again, the Ezra Edelman documentary about Prince will never see the light of day because the Prince estate now uh, disagrees with what he was trying to put out there. There was a whole story on that within the last year. That he made a 6 hour documentary and he was allowed to make it. But then as he was making it, the transition from his family being in control to like a lawyer being in control of his state switched, and the lawyers are the ones blocking it. His family seemed to agree with what he was trying to put out there. So
They talk about him pounding out Sheila G.
there's a lot of like, he doesn't look good, and a lot of women say, he wasn't the best guy to us. It's not all
man,
bad.
we know that.
Well, that's the whole, again, the Michael Jackson movie and why they had to fucking reshoot the whole ending and then say, are we going to do part two? Who knows? What's the part two going to be if he's not, doing the shit that Dave Chappelle said, fuck no, about, like.
The ledge, yeah.
But that's the point. You can't just, again, you can, because Bohemian Rhapsody was like, this guy's not even gay. Come on. Like, what are you talking about? Like, but. So
Yeah, they said he was experimenting. That's what they say.
Who?
The whites. They say you experiment when you try something different.
Again, no. The way that Bohemian Rhapsody portrays Freddie Mercury is like, this guy wasn't even gay at all. He maybe liked a dude once, but hey, he
also he's living like you.
He had this longtime girlfriend. But regardless of that, what's the cutoff with the Michael movie?
They saying the bad tour.
April. And that's what I said on the episode 2 weeks ago. Remember, I said I think it ends based off the way Jafar Jackson looks. It seems to end right as he's shifted to bad, which is not the first album post him saying the Jackson 5 is done.
No, that's after Thriller.
It's after okay.
Yeah, and that's when his skin started to fade and his surgery.
Yeah,
so
but that's what I mean. Like, you can tell he's not remember the time, and that point on forward, look at Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And at any point in the trailers. So.
And that's gonna be interesting to see him, because do you call it whiteface at that point?
Again, as someone who enjoys seeing whiteface just because it's hilarious, I don't think you can technically call it whiteface. It's
alopecia. What does he have?
He had that, I don't know, that skin disease.
It's not alopecia. It's
no, alopecia is
vitiligo. Vitiligo. I know somebody that has that. She looked like a Dalmatian. She chocolate, but then she got white spots on her.
Yeah. To me, that always scared me as a kid, not even being like an ignorant kid. It was just like, because I thought that's what, I don't know what was the rumor or like the wives tale. I thought that's what happened when bleach got poured on you. Did you ever hear that rumor before?
About like bleach being poured on you, or are you talking
like
about
you shouldn't have bleach touch your skin, your bare skin.
So it's actually, I get what you mean, because they did say it was kids, but they have a lot of Nigerians do it, Dominicans like Sammy Sosa. It's the bleaching of the skin, but it's like a sort of soap. You just rub on yourself.
I legit thought like laundry bleach. So like whenever I would see it in my house, I'd just be like trying like don't let that bleach spill on me. Like
maybe to a certain degree, but not like the soap. And then this movie is like probably 90%.
That's the point of it being reshot, particularly the ending to this movie at least, is because I was just listening to a podcast today that was talking about this, funny enough, because they were talking about the trailer that I dropped. It was a podcast from months ago, The Big Picture. And they said the whole third act was restructured because of the allegations. But again, those were lawsuits that they settled. So there's stuff that they can't say, even if it's all alleged. But the whole point was that they had that movie in the bag pretty much until they were like, all right, now we're going too far into this. We have to reshape the whole thing, which is why it was delayed a full year. And why the idea of a part 2 is still up in the air, because do they even want to tell stuff if it's alleged? How does that make for an entertaining movie? How does that, it makes for a kind of more of an awards movie than this movie.
Exactly. But I think the play is, if this one gets nominated, which it will be on certain categories, they're like, we don't need to put out a second movie unless we just run up the money some more. But the dude died with like $4 billion. So
yeah, this is stuff we've talked about in the last couple weeks, especially when that second trailer dropped. But there's a movie that's never going to drop, in my eyes at least. So this week was the week people really got in the heat too. Christian Bale, it's happening, y'all. Like, hey, Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael Mann, they're in Chicago. They're doing it. They're going to film a movie down here in Chicago, Heat 2. And
That's where they shooting it at. Is it still taking place? Because I didn't read anything about the script.
okay,
So it's taking place in Chicago instead of LA.
let me address the Christian Bale. It was a local Fox reporter that said Christian Bale is in Heat 2. Not Variety,
Oh,
not Hollywood Reporter,
okay.
not Deadline, not the big. It's this local Chicago reporter that's saying, hey, Christian Bale's in Heat 2. They're going to start filming here in Chicago soon because Michael Mann being a Chicagoan. Obviously, a lot of his movies have taken place in Chicago.
What part he from?
I have no idea. He's not on Larry.
Yeah, on Larry, he ain't from the South Side, shorty. He ain't from the low ends.
He has a real old school Chicago where he's like, Neil McCauley, he was a tough guy. He would, did time in Folsom Prison. He was in the gangs, but not the white supremacist gangs in Chicago. But yeah,
He ain't from the same part as Christopher Nolan, brother.
no, that fucker pisses me off because he talks so basic. Yeah, I'm an American, and Chris like, when I was filming Oppenheimer, I've have a particular type of camera. And Jonathan Nolan's like, yeah, my brother, he's a really good director, right? Like,
Yeah, he wears trench coats.
So that's how this started. And then Christian Bale's at the premiere of The Bride. A reporter asked him, how's Heat 2 going? He said, it's going good. Sandra Bullock, Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, you can't do the accent?
Christian Bale's accent, it's I can only do the
You can't do a Welsh accent?
The Welsh is hard, but I can only do the good for you. I can only do him angry on the leaked Terminator Salvation set tapes when he was like, what are you fucking in my way for? What are you fucking about for? I can't do because otherwise he talks like a real quiet whisper. He talks kind of like I guess that is pretty not bad.
That's not bad.
When I was on I'm not that interesting of a guy from we were making The Dark Knight Rises, Tom Hardy. But he was saying like he wasn't saying like, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is gonna be filming any day now. I can't wait to finally make a movie with this guy. He didn't say none of that shit. So for the last 4 years, it's funny because I've been listening to a lot of, again, big picture podcasts, old episodes where the guy that they bring on a lot, Chris Ryan, he's the host of another Ringer podcast, but he's a huge Heat fan. So when Heat 2, the book dropped, it was almost immediate that was like, Michael Mann's like, I'm going to make this movie. Relax, everyone. I know you're like, why are you putting out a book instead of trying to make it into a script first for a movie? And that's where I was like, because this guy's 80 fucking years old and he doesn't have that much fucking time left. Again, the ageist here. I'm full on. I hate old people. Like I said last week, if you're over 70, you shouldn't have certain jobs. But Michael Mann's 80 fucking years old trying to make a Ferrari movie at the time. Well, I think it had been made, but it was in distribution complications at the time.
And that's when Apple picked it up, right?
No, it was an original. I think at the time it was STX, which was either a China-based company that then went bankrupt, or was pulling out.
Is that the movie with Christian Bale, the Ferrari movie?
No, it was. That's the point. That's why people were like Christian Bale's gonna mean this because he was linked to be in it, but then he was already in Ford and Ferrari earlier.
That's what I'm seeing. That's what I got confused. It's
but prior to
Ford
Christian Bale being
F1.
Prior to Christian Bale, it was supposed to be Hugh Jackman. And then he picked Adam Driver, which is why everyone thinks Adam Driver's attached to E2. This is my whole point. This shit is a scam. It's the biggest fucking scam in Hollywood right now because they keep linking actors who kind of look like the guys who from the original Heat. They said Oscar Isaac's going to be in Heat 2. They said this like 2-3 years ago. It's like because he kind of can play Al Pacino. Al Pacino.
I guess. All right.
They picked Adam Driver because he kind of looks like young De Niro, and he just worked.
No, he don't. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying how you do it in a movie. Like in a movie, the young version never looks like the old version, except Goodfellas. That's the only time they've ever pulled that off, where the young actor looks just like the old actor. Then they said Ana de Armas was going to beat it, and as soon as Elvis came out, they're like Austin Butler. He's going to play young Val Kilmer in Heat 2. I'm like, what? This guy just breaks on the fucking scene, and now he gets a pivotal role in a movie that again doesn't even exist yet. It's a book. It's a book.
Yeah.
He turned it into a book because he couldn't make it into a movie because everyone's like, Michael, you haven't made a movie since Black Hat, and you're 80 fucking years old, and your last movie sucked. And then he spent this whole time making a show for HBO Max that he barely played a hand in. But like again, like, this guy's a slow mover because he's only ever made, I think, 10 films over the course of his 50-year career. I know he likes to take a lot of time and really plan stuff out, but when you look at the gaps between
so does Terrence Malick, and where is he at?
Well, that don't get me started on guys like him who are the directors. Like, I make a movie every 10 years.
20.
So what the fuck do you do in the meantime? Like,
I saw the Tree of Life, and then I fell asleep, and I didn't see the Tree of Life.
I think I've only ever seen one Terrence Malick movie, and it was the fucking Pocahontas one because my mom made me watch it.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. And I'm 10 years old, so I barely understood it.
You didn't go to sleep?
I think I did, but I was just like, why isn't this like the cartoon? Which ironically has Christian Bale in it, and Christian Bale had a voice role in the Pocahontas cartoon.
Did he?
Yeah. He plays the sidekick guy, I think.
When he was like, what, 20-something?
I think 18, 19. Something like
that. Because I'm like, he about 50 now.
Oh, it's voice acting. It's easy. And that guy's supposed to be like
but
John,
still, I was like, it's got to be when he was
Johnson's,
younger.
Squire, yeah. But that's, and then they started announcing DiCaprio for the last year is going to be in Heat 2 because he never worked with Michael Mann, and this was going to be his chance. I'm like,
and he got the bills to pay.
Where are you people pulling this from? Like, again, all these sources are the bullshit film sources that you see on Twitter that get reaggregated. Again, nothing's definitive. The
Dave Meltzer reporters?
No, we're not having that debate right now because I sent you the fucking Hollywood Reporter article where they said none of these stars have signed contracts to this movie. They're all like, I bet they're like this. Yeah, just tell me when we're going to shoot and I'll be there. But until then, I know you're not making this fucking movie because it's an 83-year-old guy at the helm. Like,
they probably like, damn, this news to me. Pacino probably coming out of his casket like he vampire. Like
but the idea of the Heat 2 book is that it picks up where Heat ends, but it's also a prequel at the same time. They Godfather to it, where it's telling flashbacks of both young De Niro's character, young Pacino's character, and the sequel part of it is Val Kilmer's character trying to escape LA as a wanted man because of everything that takes place within the first Heat. So again, I'm not an Austin Butler fan, but much like Sonny Crockett, I think his casting as young Val Kilmer makes a lot of sense. So that's why, again, I'm not a fan of the guy. And he's going to be busy because the fucking Lance Armstrong movie seems like full steam ahead now that Apple picked it up. And that seems like a go movie. Leonardo DiCaprio is trying to get this movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Martin Scorsese made.
No. I think that's already about to shoot this summer.
And Adam Driver, he was supposed to have the whole the hunt for Ben Solo. Check out the last couple episodes of Black Variant where they dived into the hunt for Ben Solo debacle over at Disney, and Bob Iger saying, no, we're not going to make this movie. Which had Steven Soderbergh attached as the director.
That's not a bad choice.
But yeah, it's just the biggest scam is people falling for this. And it's like I said, it's just people falling for Twitter links that have no actual reporting.
Right.
It's just sources say, or hey, keep an eye out if Austin Butler might be interested in making a movie with Michael Mann. I'm like, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
He made the book first because he knew he couldn't make it into a movie. That's been my whole point. I think we even talked about this when the book came out in 2022 and the news broke of like, hey, he's going to try to turn this into a movie. And I think I was saying the same thing then of like, how can you try to sell the book first because you were trying to he was trying to do, like I said, he was hustling backwards. He was trying to get the goodwill to people like, yeah, we do need Heat 2 and try to get people to rally behind it. Like, fund his movie. Give him the $200 million he needs to make this movie. Yeah, like, you can do it, Michael. It's like, at the time when Hollywood's like, we're not giving Martin Scorsese $20 million. We're not giving Ridley Scott $200 million. We're not going to give Clint Eastwood $20 million to make his little movies at Warner Brothers anymore that he turns around in 3 weeks. Any old director, they were just kick it to the curb. And Francis Ford Coppola with Megalopolis, which he had to self-finance himself because every studio was like, you're out of your fucking mind. We're not giving you all this money so you can make this crazy shit with Shia LaBeouf and Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he made no money back. But that's how you know them Godfather movies were great. And he getting residuals from that.
And we were just talking about Kevin Costner. Again, Kevin Costner wants to make 4 Westerns totaling 150 to 200 million. And Hollywood's like, 1 Western isn't even going to make any money. How are you going to try to do 4, Kevin?
Right.
Like,
because Yellowstone did well. And then all series
he did well on Yellowstone. And he was like, this cushy $1 million episode gig I got? Fuck that. That's too easy. Let me go and sell half my fucking shit to make a movie that's terrible. It's a boring fucking movie.
Well, that's most of his movies. Hey, shouts out to Kevin Costner, Lynn Wood, but at the same time, that's most of his movies. You ever see Dancing with Wolves?
Again, that was another movie my mom tried to make me watch, so I haven't seen it since I was 9 years old, 10 years old.
His best movie still is Waterworld or The Bodyguard.
No, it's not. Waterworld is horrible.
What about The Bodyguard?
It's a messy movie that's enjoyable. But the end is like, what the fuck? Like I
forgot the ending.
The last 30 minutes is just a real, like, they overthought it type of script.
I legit forgot the ending.
Well, it's his buddy is the villain the whole time.
Yeah. By the way, the soundtrack, phenomenal.
But it's just a thing where, again, as the ageist, I do respect these filmmakers, but at the same time, as we're about to talk about with the Paramount, Netflix, Warner Brothers thing, like, certain people shouldn't be given all this money for movies that are more likely not going to succeed financially or even creatively, because, like I said, Megalopolis isn't a moneymaker, but also isn't a good movie. Horizon, not a good movie, not a successful financial movie. So you're losing on both sides of the argument. It's not where you can say like Wes Anderson or Paul Thomas Anderson, where these guys make movies that are great but never make any money, so the least they can get awards out of it, or there is recognition in supporting people that are interested in making good art, because that's where you can say, like, okay, maybe the next one shouldn't be as expensive, but we know you turn out good movies. That's why we continue to give you money, because you make good movies. They might not be financially successful, but you're able to work within the confines of what we can give you.
Right.
But Michael Mann is literally trying. Again, he had to move it from Warner Brothers to Amazon MGM, because Amazon MGM is like, well, we're Amazon, so we can just give you all the fucking money you want.
Right.
And then we're going to be able to market it however we want, because, I mean, they're obviously not going to be stupid in making make it, because it's not even going to happen. But hypothetically, they wouldn't just make it a streaming movie. They would put it in theaters, but they know they would probably take a big loss on this movie, because the budget for the stars and locations, again, it spans from Chicago, LA, South America, and maybe even Asia, because Michael Mann always has a fascination with Asia as well. So how are you going to tell like a movie that takes place over 40 years in 4 different countries?
That's why I said that budget going to be at least 250. 200 to 250.
For the stars alone.
Yeah. Because everybody, they not getting 20 mil no more, but they get something close to it.
It adds up. It adds up, though. Yeah, even Austin Butler is not a $20 million guy, because Timothy Chalamet just became a $20 million guy for the movie he's going to make over at Paramount. But still,
what movie is that?
It's the movie I talked about when we did the first round of this Netflix Warner Brothers Paramount thing, which is the James Mangold motorcycle heist movie, where he plays an ex-professional motorbike racer who now turns into a bank robber, and that's his first $20+ million pay gig.
Not Dune 3, but that okay.
Well, Dune, he was probably locked into the deal from the start. Like, we're gonna give you 3 for each. You know what I mean?
Nah, they still up it. You can renegotiate once it
You
starts
can, but
making.
I bet they were with the again. Well, that's a stacked cast too. So, and that's with. So here, I mean, here's where we'll segue into the bigger topic that dropped this week, because let's not forget Warner Brothers wasn't in the best financial situations, but Paramount was even worse financial position. I because I saw this tweet that this woman had. It was great, where she was like, Warner Brothers was in debt, and Paramount's debt was worse than them, and somehow they were able to buy Warner Brothers. Like, how is money
For
real?
$108 billion in cash and
They
liquid currency.
what they basically offered was $4 more per share.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix was at $27.50 per share. Paramount went to $31 per share. That's how they won at the end of the day.
Yeah, because the shareholders win.
Well, and I'm not mad at David Ellison doing the I'm using my daddy's money, because that's all this is. David Ellison isn't worth and doesn't have all this money. It's Larry Ellison, the Oracle's money.
Yeah,
That's where all this comes from. So I'm not mad at him being Richie Rich. You know, I'm just gonna throw my dad's money till I get the stuff that I want, because we would all do the same fucking thing.
yeah, that's
But
Tony Khan move, and everybody be hating.
it's just crazy. Like, that's what it took, was 111 million, and even then, they had to write Paramount. I mean, I'm not Paramount. They had to write Netflix a $2 billion check for crashing the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And David Zaslav and Warner Brothers could potentially get 7 billion if this merger doesn't go through. And he probably is hoping it doesn't go through, so that way he can get 7 billion and
Right.
keep his company.
Right, because if the merger happens, I think it's by September.
No, it takes a full year, they said.
Full year? Okay, that makes sense.
They're saying up to, at least. You're not wrong with saying potentially September. This is, if everything goes well, September. That's in terms of, like, but that's why they were doing all that glad handing with Trump and all the conservatism in power. I mean, apparently, with this Variety article I read, David Ellison was a guest of Lindsey Graham at the State of the Union.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this, I agree with everyone that this is bad, because Paramount is now fully going to lean into being the right-wing side of Hollywood, the conservative side of Hollywood. But at the same time, I don't want to completely say, like, they're going to be whites only or racist art only, because David Ellison knows, like, at the end of the day, dollars is what matters. And
But
we need, and we'll need movies for all audiences. So whatever is going to make money, we're going to succeed. Go ahead.
But if y'all want that, this is why the Netflix exists. This is why Disney exists. This is why Universal exists. So they could play that way if they wanted to.
Well, they can. And they basically have been trying to. Because when all this was starting a few weeks ago, the first episode we did about this, and I read the people that they were signing to deals. Like, they had signed the Duffer Brothers, from the guys who created Stranger Things. They sold John Chu from Universal. He worked on the Wicked movies. They let Taylor Sheridan go to Universal. And within the last week or two, Dan Trachtenberg, who did Prey and Predator Badlands, he signed a deal with Paramount, where he'll be making projects for them. So, and that may not necessarily show, like, those are people that have the same beliefs as David Ellison and the concern that they're just going where the money is, basically.
Yeah.
And where the potential creative freedom might have been is what's scaring people off. Certain people are scared of going to Paramount if they feel like whatever they want to make is going to get shelved or censored, like the potential Kendrick Lamar movie we talked about, where I said that movie was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah,
Well, it's supposed to come out last year, but then there were Dave Free wanted the reshoots. So then
Hey, free.
they did the reshoots, and it is supposed to be coming out sometime in the next 2 or 3 months. And other directors have said like I'm not fond of David Ellison. He scares me because of what he's willing to do to appease Trump. But maybe this is David Ellison trying to do all this just so he can own the thing he wants to own, which is Paramount, and then own the other thing he wants to own, which is Warner Brothers. So he might be like a fake kiss ass. I'm not trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and play devil's advocate for David Ellison, but you know what I mean. I think he's willing to shake the hands he needs to shake, kiss the asses he needs to kiss to get what he wants, which is to be the now mega studio in Hollywood. So he can get all the filmmakers, all the movie stars he wants with just the easiest checks he can, give them. But at the same time, they got to get out of all this debt from Paramount and Warner Brother at the same time. So it's like they're just the debt company. So do they really win is what I'm saying at the end of the day when you consider what he had to spend to get Paramount and then what he had to spend to get Warner Brothers. Yeah, they're going to be able to have all the Republicans in power, pass them on their anti-monopoly bullshit and all that. But still, like they just can't erase your debt unless that's what they start to come up with next. Who knows? Maybe they will.
But that's what I was about to say. The thing about Monopoly is it's an empire-based game, but you still gambling. You still losing. You can't keep all the money with you. You just created assets. So you took the asset of Warner Brothers. Congratulations. But like you said, they've been losing money for years. Paramount been losing money for years. Everybody's been losing money for years, apparently, except for Netflix and Disney, because hell,
Netflix is a quiet money loser. There are people who are like, when you really break it down, Netflix isn't financially as successful as you would think because again, like it's just a streaming service app, so like it's one way of revenue compared to like Warner Brothers has theaters, HBO Max, DVDs, and all the way cable networks, all that. Like, and granted, those might all be small pieces of the pie, but Netflix is strictly just the Netflix app. That's it. Yeah, they own the stuff they create and like the merch for the Stranger Things stuff and the toys from that and whatever else they create. But like, don't forget they still have to pay creators $200 million to come work with them for a movie that you're going to watch by paying $29.99 a month instead of, 4 billion people going to theaters to see it or whatever. Like at the end of the day, like everyone's like, the Netflix financials never really add up in terms of like, is this really a successful, profitable company? It's a popular company, and that's why they're up there. But is it fully like the place that can just write any check? That's Apple because they have phones, laptops, AirPods, etc.
and they charge people $18.99 for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's more so because I don't have too many other thoughts because we still got a year process, like you said, for this. We can more so talk about the inside of what it relates to theaters, even though theaters been dead since the pandemic. And people, of course, they get the catalog of Warner Brothers. That's a huge catalog.
Yep.
And then it's all on Paramount Plus, which makes Paramount Plus, actually worth getting now.
Or is this their way to kill Paramount Plus because it's the weaker of the services and fully stock HBO Max? That's what I was.
But then you got to think about they have the NFL too, though.
I think their goal is to keep certain CBS stuff here, and then keep everything else together. And the stuff that's CBS based will be the UFC, the NFL, like you said, everything that's major sports related because the NFL obviously didn't want to do business with WB because we're going to air football games on TBS or TNT. No, thank you. Like, are you fucking out of your mind? And you just lost the NBA and you have AEW, you have Unrivaled, you have college basketball. That's a plus. But like I said, everything that's major CBS is going to say where it is. Everything that's going to be like movies or creator-driven television is going to be on the super service of HBO Paramount. You know what I mean? That's, I think, what it's going to be, is keeping all that stuff together, but keeping the stuff that's the real and the major news network, so they can spread their right wing propaganda and all that.
Oh, you said it the right way the first time.
Yeah, the white is right propaganda is because they'll probably kill CNN to keep things in their favor. I know you want to get in that conspiracy bag of like now the media is going to be controlled by even
It's already been controlled.
Well,
What do I need to say?
At least they're gonna be open faced about how it's being controlled. I should say.
Yeah, watch Fox News. I tell you everything.
Yeah, but this almost Fox News at least is kind of like in on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's always been their
definitely.
thing. But also because since Fox doesn't have the power except when football's on, like no one's watching Fox regular when football's not on because they have no other fucking sports except the World Series. But again, the World Series is 1 month out of the year.
NASCAR. NASCAR's on Fox, but people ain't streaming it.
But NASCAR is also shared through Turner Sports on WB as well. The NASCAR rights are the stupidest fucking thing. And there's also the secondary league, and that's what they air on the CW. This is why I can't get in NASCAR. Besides the fact that it going around the track to me is dumb. The F1 style of racing is the style of racing I enjoy.
Hey man, it's a science to it. It's a great sport. Even better
I know
merch too.
I don't want to watch a science experiment. I don't want to watch you fucking draft against another car for 3 hours.
Also, it's the hope. Some people have demented minds. It's the hope that somebody could crash into somebody.
Yeah.
RIP
Just
Dale
go
Earnhardt.
to fucking YouTube or play fucking Burnout on PlayStation. Like, do something.
That's a reference.
But what's really gonna happen instantly is the canceled people are gonna get opportunities again. Because what happened yesterday was, I'm not laughing.
You are laughing. This one.
I can't believe it happened. Because all right, so this happens on Thursday, late in the day, Thursday. This is the news that drops: is Paramount wins, Netflix loses, and the next day, fucking Hollywood Reporter's like, Max Landis is going to write a G.I. Joe movie for Paramount. And I'm like, who is writing what? And
yeah,
I'll be honest, I was a fan of Max Landis's online persona in 2013, 2014, 2015, where he was this brash screenwriter who was famous for writing the movie Chronicle that was directed by Josh Trank. Great movie. But he was also famous for being the son of a once legendary film director, John Landis, guy who did Trading Places, Coming to America, all that. Famous for also the Twilight Zone incident as well. So cancellation runs in the family. But Max Landis was known for his creative ideas about how you should write a script, how you can make it big in Hollywood, despite he only made it big because he was a Nepo baby. But his idea, again, he was selling spec scripts. Like he was basically trying to be the new Shane Black. And he was saying as much. He was saying, like, I always wanted to be famous and successful for writing. And he was also famous for his ideas in wrestling as well. And he would do these creative fantasy booking videos. He famously made the Wrestling Isn't Wrestling short film about Triple H and the Triple H story, which had women portray the wrestlers. But since then,
that was him. I remember that shit.
Yep. And the irony, a lot of these women were the ones that were calling him out.
Me too. It was a lot of indie women.
He was, again, someone who was canceled because he had legit Me Too accusations. Again, not a conviction.
That was during the pandemic, right?
No, his was right before.
I remember that now. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. No, the Me Too movement in the pandemic was the wrestling version. He was in the Hollywood version, where like Harvey Weinstein, Louis C.K. and all that. He was wrapped in that. But
what's your thoughts on Harvey Weinstein?
He was obviously a horrible person. I'm saying this even as a movie producer, because he would butcher people's movies.
I'm surprised you didn't go left like you always do, because I can go left with it.
You think I would say what?
He need to get up out of here.
He's about to be. He's been dying for 5 years.
Not enough. No, it's a work too. What
We
Am
keep
say the
saying,
self-destruct button?
well, I mean, I agree when y'all talk about that because I guess that car crash was Vince McMahon maybe trying to press self-destruct,
No,
except
they just say he drive like that.
no, he doesn't. I'm not gonna argue about it because that's what pissed me off last
Also,
week. When
too, you know you
no,
can't do that
no,
because
no.
you can't do that because you urban.
Okay, no, we're not gonna because, like I said, we're not gonna have the argument about Vince McMahon driving again. Um, but Harvey Weinstein, yeah, he's a horrible fucking person because he would also like, I said, butcher people's movies in post production or not cast people that the directors writers want to cast. Famously, Kevin Smith said about this, like he had to take dog shit money for Chasing Amy because he's like, Kevin, I'll give you the money for Chasing Amy if you cast
Yeah.
David Schwimmer, Drew Barrymore, and Jon Stewart. He's like, then I'll give you the $5 million you need. And Kevin Smith's like, I don't want those people in the movie. I want to make this movie with Ben
Jason
Affleck,
Lee and them.
Jason
I want
Lee,
the homies.
and Joey Lauren Adams. He's like, then I'm not gonna give you $5 million. Like,
Motherfucker gotta get it out the mud.
so
Which everybody, I hope, I don't say this
well,
as
that was
somebody
the
that's in the
point. Like when
business.
Kevin Smith made that a hit out of nothing, Harvey Weinstein was proven to be like he was parading that movie around like, look at this great love story of gay rights and modern love, and Kevin Smith was probably just like, you piece of shit, you don't want to give me the fucking money to make this movie, like, but
I will say this too, and it goes to the Scary Movie 6 trailer dropping, the Weinstein thing because he held the rights up to that. Also, this Paramount monopoly shit. This is living proof about what the Wayne's family did, and everybody keep telling you Kevin Smith, so it all intertwines. You got to do it yourself. Yeah, you
gotta
can
do it
get backing
yourself.
from a studio for distribution reasons, but you got to do it yourself. This is if there was a time for independent filmmaking, especially when the movie I talked about like earlier this year came out. I forgot the name of it right now, but that made way over its budget. Made like 23 million, if not 40 at this point. Uh, we're in the time now where you got to do it yourself. Hey, even though Dot want to tell a he, it's all money in, no money out. So you got to get to a point where you got to start trying to produce stuff yourself. And I hope that's what people get from this because these individuals are just using the art for shareholders. It's not for you to make your art and make a dollar. This is why the comic book movies, even though that's kind of phasing out, all the big hits, the properties, the transfer, like look, John Cena doing the Matchbox movie. Is that with Paramount?
No, it's an Apple movie.
Okay. So what's the name of the toy company?
Hasbro.
Hasbro. So the Hasbro movies, people, that's about to come out. I'm sorry, that's Paramount. Them about to come out. Hey, G.I. Joe, that's just one. Y'all forgot if you seen the end of Beast Wars, basically. Hey,
Well,
they about to do that collab.
here's what happened with the Max Landis news. They announced this is his first project he's had going because like I said, he put out these after Chronicle, he did these movies like American Ultra, Mr. Right, Me, Him, Her, movies I've seen that are dog shit. And that was my thing of like, this guy is such a great shit talker about screenwriting on Twitter and YouTube, but his movies are fucking terrible. That was one of those things of like, holy shit. Like Me, Him, Her is the movie he wrote and directed. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And he was documenting some of his making of it. And I'm like, oh, it'll be interesting to finally see what this guy does as a writer. And I'm like, this is horrible. And again, it's someone's ass backwards way of chasing Amy story. And then he tried to write a Fantastic Four script that Josh Trank rejected because they had a falling out kind of during the making of Chronicle. Because when this happened, they would try to get Josh Trank of like, why did you co-sign this guy? And he straight up was saying like over the course of like the Fantastic Four failure, like, look, I wasn't really friends with Max. We had come across each other at some point in life, and then later in life reconnected through a friend. But like, oh, like, and he had the script idea, or helped me with my script idea because I think Josh Trank had the story credit on Chronicle, but Max Landis had the screenplay credit. He's like, and he helped me with this movie, but over the course of the movie, we had a falling out again. So Josh Trank was like never And maybe this was the point. He was kind of fully aware like how this guy was behind the scenes. So he had a Fantastic Four script that got rejected. I think I read.
What was the premise of the movie?
It was trying to do the same as what they were doing, which was the Ultimates version. But what he had, because I had downloaded the PDF for it. He had a Power Ranger script.
Be careful
for the one that they were potentially gonna when the one that they were gonna make in 2017. Like he was trying to throw his ring his hat into that ring for writers.
I'm still pissed we didn't get a sequel to the one that came out years ago.
That decent Power Rangers movie, I agree. It's not great. It's not any good. It's just decent for what it is.
At the end of the day, though, you're right, but it's still I had to remind people, it's still the Power Rangers. Like y'all want Oscar nomination for the Power Rangers.
But at the same time, like they didn't make them the Power Rangers until the final 15 minutes. Like,
no, but that worked. That's like the show.
No.
I mean, that's before your time, but in the show, they didn't get right to it.
No, I know. I watch these episodes where I'm like, just turn into the fucking suits and. Oh, I know. That's what really should have taught me wrestling booking, because I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna beat the bad guy, then he's gonna get big, and here come the Megazords. 5 moves to do, shoulder block, spin out, power bomb, 5 knuckle shuffle. That's the Power Rangers every single. I know.
And how they seen it dressed from like 2009 till 2015.
But at the same time,
Your Fruity Pebble, bitch.
And ironically, in that movie, they hit a German suplex on the giant Goldar in that movie, which still blew my fucking mind, because like they straight up like duck, waist, pull, and like they just took
Toes.
Giant Goldar to Suplex City. Like, what the fuck?
If they would have hit him with an F5, I would have been in tears.
And he wrote the script for this movie called Deeper, which at the time was supposed to have this movie was supposed to have Bradley Cooper attached to star. And that movie is a movie that Tom Cruise is trying to make right now.
What is this?
It's an
Deeper about?
It's an underwater exploration movie where he either couldn't make the cut to be an astronaut, or something happens on one of his missions and he gets kicked out of NASA, where this astronaut instead signs up for an underwater exploration mission. And it's kind of like the movie Locke with Tom Hardy, where it's just him. He's the only star of the movie. Or the movie Buried with Ryan Reynolds, where it's only him and you hear other people's voices.
Movie with Ryan Gosling that's about to come out.
No, there are other people in Project Hail Mary. Like so it's that this pilot gets in this submersible, and as they descend further and further, they start hearing things. And I've read the script. It was kind of all right. But it's like underwater ghosts start communicating with him, and he's having flashbacks to his life, to what got him to that point. And Chris McQuarrie has been trying to rewrite this script so it cannot have the Max Landis stench on it, but he would still get credit for a story by. But that's the movie that Tom Cruise has been trying to make, and they are also trying to add Ana de Armas to it as well. But they announced he's attached to this G.I. Joe movie, and at the same time they say, don't worry, Danny McBride from Eastbound and Down and Vice Principals and Registered, so he's going to make a G.I. Joe movie. And the story is they're each going to write their own script and then try to combine them, because that fucking works in Hollywood when you have 2 different scripts and you're like, let's just make it into one fucking movie, because that doesn't turn out a piece of shit like it has the last 25 fucking years.
Hey, Danny McBride, keep getting the chili. He gonna find a check.
I'm gonna say this, Danny McBride, stick to fucking comedy. All right, don't
try
to write. No,
G.I. Joe is comedic, so they're gonna. No, it might.
He wrote he wrote the last 3 Halloween movies. Those were fucking terrible.
Hey,
and he wrote no. And then he wrote the Exorcist movie that came out 3 years ago, and that's why they shit canned him from the other 2 sequels that they were supposed to do.
The one with Scarlett Johansson that's about to come out.
No, and that's why they gave the rights to the guy making the one with Scarlett Johansson now, because they were supposed to do a trilogy of Exorcist movies, and they're like, this one flopped so bad, we're giving the rights to someone else.
They know people ain't scared of that shit no more, do they?
Of course, people are scared of the devil and all that shit.
No, they not. They are. People are.
So when a fucking right.
You want me how? Hey, tomorrow Sunday, how far are you going? Well, as
you go into your room and a girl's spinning around and contorting herself.
What she was doing?
and
Well, hey,
throwing
Chuck,
up.
what she was doing now, Chuck?
You're not gonna be scared. You're not gonna be scared of that shit.
What she
Because
was doing now, Chuck?
you're already scared when a woman says hi. So
It's true. No, you talking about no? The thing is now, didn't they just have the little black baby? My fault, y'all. Sciences. Didn't they just have a little black baby on some extra shit in that movie, or that movie's about to come out?
that's the one that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I just know it was of African descent.
Yeah, the last Exorcist that came out was it was about a white girl and a black girl, and they were both possessed at the same time.
Okay, I just know they was talking about that, and they missed a mark of Def Comedy Jam time because if that was Def Comedy Jam era, they would have had jokes about that. I would have whooped her ass. The devil would have came out after that. You can't be having the devil on you in the grandmother's house. She pray about you. It'd be them type of jokes. So if this was
I mean,
like comic view era,
why do you think they're trying to bring back Scary Movie? Martin Lawrence is like, there's been 20 years of material we've been missing out on. Like,
and that trailer is great. I'll be there day one.
but see, and that's a movie that will probably be distributed by Paramount, and that's my point as to where David Ellison will probably see like this is where the dollars are. Like,
Chloe, you
again,
got a job.
it might be black creators and all that, but at the same time, he's like, these are the dollars we'll need
Let
from
me
time to
ask you
time.
something, because we about to get to your list in a second. Did you not have the blackening on your list?
That was last year's.
Okay, you should have it on this
But
list.
people didn't want that movie. Again, people want nostalgia, so they're not gonna go and support the blackening, which is doing scary movie tropes in a way, but they're gonna go and see Scary Movie 6 because the name sells.
Oh, it's more so the people. I don't think it's the name, but
No,
it's more
because
so
the
the people.
people would have gone to see him if Marlon Wayans was a star. You know that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
You know that.
Fucking brain is fried. I be saying that all day, every day. Listen, what did I say last week about that movie? What's the selling point for me?
No, it's Marlon Wayans then.
No, listen. I said Regina Hall is in the movie. I'm there.
Oh, for Scary Movie 6?
Yes.
No, then you would have gone to
She
see
could
one
look,
battle.
she could be in
No,
the
then
LA
you would have
Night
gone to see
biopic,
one battle after
and I'm
another.
watching. A Sami Zayn biopic, and I'm
You
watching.
would have gone to see the movie with Sterling K. Brown that they did about the religious couple. You would have gone to see again. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't say that shit. I'm calling you out again.
So, well, now what's the premise of that movie? I haven't heard of it.
Her and Sterling K. Brown, the Honk for Jesus Save Your Soul movie? That came out in like 20.
Is it about cults? What is it about? Because usually when they do movies like that,
no, it's like a weird. It's like a weird church comedy.
A weird church film, like not Deliver Us from Evil. What's the Fighting Temptations?
No,
Have you seen the Fighting Temptations? I'm ready to get to your list, man. We can start talking about billionaires.
of course, I'm not going to see a movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. and fucking Beyonce in it.
Why not? Don't get us in trouble, please don't.
No, this movie either came out in the pandemic year or it was post-pandemic, like an early post-pandemic movie. They're
Can I tell you something?
Are they pastors or deacons in black churches?
You want to go to a black church and find out?
No, I don't want to go to any church to find out. That's the point.
No, that would be a great. Hey, chat. Hey, bye.
No, I'm never. You. No.
God, I told you to
rather
send
set
me the
myself
link
on
to
fire.
Pop's church. I'm gonna send it to him.
You better send that shit to yourself.
I am, but I'm saying you.
I don't like church. I think it's full of shit.
It's an hour. It's entertainment.
It's bogus.
It's entertainment.
It's phony.
Have you
control.
not seen how we get down at church? Hey, fuck inviting people to the barbecue. Invite them to church. If
that was the case, then y'all would have been fine with the New Day's original gimmick, which was all that. All that.
You don't like the Righteous Gemstones, but
I haven't seen. I only watched the first season, and I liked it, but I never finished the rest of it. And it wasn't when the second season happened. That's when I was fully covering all that shit with you and wrestling with BRP and all that, so I didn't have time to fit the second season into my schedule. That
No, I'm telling you.
If
I'll tell
you're-
you off here why you should go to this
if
show.
your dad is like Ozzie Davis in Jungle Fever, then there's no way I'm going to his church because
No, I know some black churches that'd be an hour, but his dad's church, yes, it's loosely based on him being Ozzie Davis. Yeah, I smoked the TV, mama. But I'm telling you, if you want to see a work, if you want to see pyro, if you want to see all that,
again, I watched that. Well, I didn't watch last night's SmackDown, but that's where you can watch it. We'll get into that in the next couple minutes because I gotta finish my point.
But if you want to see people pass out, and bruh, black church is the greatest entertainment form ever.
Then why aren't you there every Sunday, huh?
I am in spirit.
Oh, see, in spirit, we're just like you are with Regina Hall's movies, right?
Yeah.
I went to see them. In my heart, I did. In my
Hey
heart,
man, her and Malibu's Most Wanted. She shouldn't have won the Oscar for that. And then don't get me started on what was the goddamn movie with Terrence Howard in there? Best Man.
Did you even watch the Best Man show on Peacock?
Yeah, it was depressing. The sequel made me depressed. I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? No, the TV show was actually funny when it was supposed to be funny. But the movie, have you seen the sequel? Man, let's get to your list.
I've only seen the movies. I haven't seen the show.
Let's get to your list. So you haven't seen the sequel, right? To Good Man. You seen the sequel? We talked about during the
I've seen the Best Man. I've seen the Best Man Holiday. I said I haven't seen the TV show.
Okay, yeah, we talked about during the pandemic. Yeah, that when they got light skin up out of here. Spoiler alert! I was like, damn it,
Who?
Damn it! Damn it!
Who? Monica Calhoun, the girl you put at number one?
No. In the second movie, when she got sick.
That's Monica Calhoun who I'm talking about.
No, I thought it was what's the name wife?
It's
Morris Chestnut wife.
Yeah, that's Monica Calhoun. Oh my! You are gonna give me an aneurysm right now, Dot. Tell me I'm not losing my mind right now.
Hey, chat.
I swear to God.
Chat.
I know what Shannon Sharp is like. I swear to God.
Hey, Doc, keep telling me, hey, it's time for basically on the podcast break for real.
Oh my God, I'm not even, I am, but this is anger laughter right now. Oh, I swear to God.
Hey, chat. Hey,
that's who you picked number one from Players Club was that woman.
No.
Yes, you did. You said she was number one.
I said, what's her name?
No, you were
Ronnie. I said Ronnie was number one.
You said you were picking her over Ronnie and which
no, run back the tape. Rewind.
You can't even run back I just ran back the tape to you 2 minutes ago.
No, you're lying. I swear on everything I love. I said Ronnie is number one. I swear I remember that shit. I'm not even working you. Ronnie was number one. Number two was Shorty for Don't Be a Mrs. South Central.
Where's Amp? I need a phone a friend.
Hey, bye. Hey, we're gonna call Amp after this, bro. Cause I know what list I said. I got Ronnie number one right now. Outside of that movie too. I'm on the site, brother. It's worth the $5.
Oh, I swear I was gonna have a heart attack just now. Oh my God.
And then about to go full Ric Flair.
I was like,
no, man, nobody listening to you, Dot. You lying. I know who I had it on that list of number one. I don't remember some shit when it comes
she's the one who dies because she's the one who's married to Morris Chestnut. She's the one who dies because she gets sick again. No, the whole point of them coming to Christmas is that she's been in remission, so they don't think she's sick anymore. But then she just up and gets sick right when everyone's visiting. How convenient is that? Like, I mean, that's the point of the movie. I'm just saying, like, I would have blamed y'all for coming here and getting me sick again. But
Morris, I was about to say Morris Chestnut.
Speaking of Harvey Weinstein.
Morris Chestnut is very good at crying.
I mean, that slow motion scene, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they didn't have to slow down the frame rate.
He's crying at the casket and Tay Diggs runs to him and then hugs him.
They didn't have to do that. You could just have him regularly cry. Because he got shut the fuck up. And Boys in the Hood, so he didn't have time to cry. He cried in some other movie, like Boo-hoo crying.
I'm trying to think, how many more Shizam movies have I seen? Definitely seen
Yes.
Like Mike. He doesn't cry in that.
No, but he was emotional because remember he was talking about his pops in the car with Calvin.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
very good at showing emotion.
That's his point to adopt him at the end. Is he feels like he can be the dad that he didn't have.
Hey,
Also that Jonathan Lipnicki as well.
Oh yeah, he did. And then that's when they played Jagged Edge. What was the song? I remember the time, baby. I remember. That song was fire. Hey, by the way, Morris Chestnut, Inglewood, we out here.
Let me look up his filmography real quick. Because
That TV money been good the past couple years.
He's been a TV mainstay in the last 15 years. But
yeah, hey, that TV money.
That was my mom had a crush on him.
You said who?
My mom had a crush on him.
Hey, her and everybody else.
Kick-Ass 2, he replaces Omari Hardwick. That's
he was dope in that. He was better than Omari. Omari kind of trash. I ain't gonna hold you.
The Game Plan, I forgot he's the running back who The Rock is a dick to. Identity Thief, The Call, Girls. Oh yeah, Girls Trip. He's I'm thinking of Mike Coulter is the dickhead husband in Girls Trip. The Last Boy Scout. He must have a bit role in that.
Luke Cage was.
G.I. Jane.
The
Cave is a movie I saw with my mom. That's Cole Hauser. It has like a twist ending. Higher Learning he's in.
Wait. Stop right there. Why isn't Higher Learning on your list?
I haven't seen it's a movie my mom showed me when I was 9 or 10.
What? She showed you that?
I told you my mom would try to show me a lot of movies super young to explain life to me. I try it, especially she's like, you see those white supremacists, like don't be like that. You see what happens to this girl on campus, don't do stuff like that. Like that's what my mom was trying to teach me. Because I'm gonna get to my list until this year's list, I was only missing 3 John Singleton movies because otherwise I had seen at least all of his movies except the 2 I'm about to mention and the one I'll never see. One time.
Let me ask you something. Being that we know now about Tyra Banks, was she right to get shot?
What do you mean? What do we know about her now? I'm not anti Tyra Banks. So what? She was a bitch to other women. That's called life. That's called women hate other women. Like I'm
the sexist.
I know. I say I'm pro women, but I'm gonna straight up say women hate other women more than anything.
That's a lie. I'm about to pander. Let me pander.
No. Oh, you can't even pander that right because you know it.
I'm not here. I ain't trying to get cussed out by Keeks. Let's move on.
Because no, she won't say she hates other women, but she'll say there are women who hate other women.
Listen, I know, bro.
It's not always for the affection of a man, but it's for everything. But again, the Tyra Banks being, bitter or angry towards these other.
No, but she took it to another level, though. In all seriousness,
it was TV, of course.
Yeah,
power dynamics.
She took it to another level, and then the dude that wanted to be a woman, I don't want to be controversial. Yeah,
fuck him because then he did all that whining and crying about all that shit of
we'll never get sponsors.
I don't care. That person, they were all pieces of shit on that show, and they know it. And now that again, they're getting their 15 minutes again. Because this again, what a documentary does for an old topic will reshape it, restart it. They think they're going to be able to cash in on the next season when they reboot America's Next Top Model once again.
Let me ask you a real question. I can ask you about Eva.
I didn't watch an episode. I wasn't Joe or Amp. All right.
Let me ask you a question. You know who Takara is?
Yeah.
What you think about her?
She look good. What do you mean?
Hey man. Hey, I keep trying to tell y'all Davis is Irvin. Let's move on.
All right. So like I said, I started off with Idlewild, which we don't need to spend too much time on because I already said Big Boy's acting. What was up with that?
Great acting. It's all improv.
I would believe a lot of this movie was improvised on his side of things.
Yeah. And ATL was what should be on your list. That was 98% improv.
Here's the thing. I'm not that big of a T.I. fan. as an
Far
actor,
as
or as a rapper. Maybe I haven't listened to a lot of Ti, but
well,
he's just one of those. What?
no, I was about to say, I'm sorry to cut you off. He as a rapper, he showed why he's probably one. Well, not probably. He showed why he's one of the greatest of all time, hands down.
It's that thing where I've said before, where my mom didn't really play Southern stuff. I think she played a little bit of Outkast, but my mom never really played Southern stuff. So that's why when the whole No Limit Outkast thing happened, No Limit Cash Money thing happened, I'm like, oh, that's where these songs are, because I never heard stuff like that growing up. It was strictly West Coast. So
They were huge in the Bay though. No Limit.
I think, but like I said, maybe that's the stuff my mom wasn't into. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
because that's how he got to start. He went from New Orleans to Richmond, BNP.
But I don't. Like I said, it has good direction by Brian Barber, who directed a lot of Outkast videos and a lot of other music videos. But Terrence Howard as the villain really isn't even that much of a villain. He should have been way more sinister in my eyes. He didn't even do full on like
I forgot. Dude, I ain't seen that movie literally in 20 years.
It's a like I said, it's a well made movie. I gave it 2 3/4 out of 5.
And then again, that ending freaked me out.
Which ending?
Him trying to get himself up out of here with the shorty next to him, and she already up out of here. That's just fucking creepy.
What do you mean?
So Paula Patton, remember she got shot, and then because his profession he learned from his dad. So he
Yeah.
said he got
Oh,
depressed being
him
three
laying beside
stacks.
of her and like that. Yeah. But I'm not
That's
shocked
fucking
on
weird.
him having. It makes sense that their roles are what they are in that movie, where Big Boy's a lively guy who is into the crooked things, and Andre Benjamin's like, I'm gonna be a mortician's son, so it can be kind of like deeply poetic and dramatic and all that. Because that was kind of like their vibe and dynamic as a group, right? It's like one was kind of more flashy, the other was kind of more subdued
Yeah,
in
now he
terms of
walk
like,
around Santa Monica with a flute.
yeah. But when they made this movie, they already separated as a group, right?
They never really separated. It was just like
Like
Three
we're not gonna
Stacks
make
is like,
music
I don't want to
together
be
anymore.
involved with Hollywood because I made one of the biggest songs ever by accident. Because Hey
Yeah.
Y'all wasn't supposed to really be made, is what the story said, and that's most mega hit songs. Then when they went diamond, it was like, oh, this is about to get weird because he told it on a Ti song. Sorry. And he explained how they lost millions of dollars from touring because they didn't tour off that album.
Can I say something? I always hate the yes, I made a super hit and I hate it thing that people will do. I always hate like when Radiohead didn't want to play Creep after a number of years. I always hate that thing of like, yes, our song got so big and popular, we hate it now. I hate like just you made again, this is why you're rich and fucking successful, dickhead. Like you should have known what you were doing. You were trying to write a big famous hit in the first place. So don't try to disown it now that it gave you everything or that it's running to the ground. That's not your fault. It's running to the ground. You did what
Yeah,
you were trying to do, which is make a popular song or make a song you felt passionate about. Don't do the whole martyr thing of like, oh, I wish I never have to hear this song again, or oh, I know this song's been so overplayed. I'm sorry
but you know
about
what
that.
Three Stacks, you know what it is? It's realer, it's a shoot. So sort of like the mortician thing he was doing in Three Stacks or in Idlewild, I'm sorry. It's the killing of this popularity, so to speak, because he's
Yeah,
an artist. That's the whole point of the woman situation and this and this. With him, you can tell. Obviously, if you walking around with a fucking flute and I love that album. That flute album that came out a couple years ago that got nominated for a Grammy. I love that album. But that lets you know the subconscious of this guy because he's done features and then he'll disappear. Then he came out of nowhere with a flute album when people wanted him to rap. It's against the grain thing. So Hey Ya is one of the biggest popular pop songs ever, which is pop.
but that's not
And
his fault. He didn't know it was going to get popular. Like when you write a
yeah,
song, you don't know it's going to become a mega hit. So that's my thing is I don't want.
but he don't
I
like the
get
attention.
Of course. Well, that's my point. Like, then don't make any art. I mean, in terms of like, don't put it out to the public. Just make it for yourself.
Yeah, but that you can't. In that era, you couldn't do that because we're in the era now of unreleased music. Back then, you couldn't do it. Also, because I think they were signed to Artesia LaFace, and at that time, what was Stank on You was '01. The Love Below slash, and that's why they separated too for the numbers reasons, but still combined as Diamond, which they sold it separate, but it's Diamond together. I don't know, but
Yeah, I was just listening to the 60 songs that explain the 2000s podcast. They were saying like combine. It's the most successful album when you combine the two. When you factor in, or it was the most successful album of the 2000s, I think.
damn, really?
It was I forgot what his statistics were because the whole point
Over
was
Good Charlotte's, American Idiot, 50 Cent, Get Rich or
yeah,
Die
because
Trying,
the whole
Eminem
point
album.
was the guy who does Robert Billy, he's really good. His whole point was Outkast. Every time they put out an album, either on the main charts or the rap charts, they always came in second place no matter what. So I think it was the main charts, and that was their first number one.
Cause
charting
Stank on
album.
You before Love Below slash Speaker Box. Stank on You was their biggest album like yet. Like Miss Jackson, Bombs Over Baghdad. These was like hits.
Yeah, it has the record like I think, or it sold the most physical units of all time. And I think is what Speaker Box Love Below is. Love Below
Damn,
is.
really?
It's a crazy stat like that he said on the pod. I'll send it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Cause
Um,
that 2000, remember we had some heavyweights. I just named two of them, three of them. Shit, Eminem. I thought the Eminem show was like physically sold
one of
like 5-10 million.
the Eminem show beat Stankonia because that's 2001, right? Eminem show, or is
No, that was the Marshall Mathers LP.
no, that beat Stankonia because he had like he was given the albums that were beating like what when something beat AT Aliens. Obviously, it must have been. I think he said it was a Jay-Z album that had beaten him. But it was literally like every time they debuted a new album, they always came in second place until Speaker Box Love Below. But
Okay.
so yeah, Idlewild, like I said, I just enjoyed it for what it was. I can kind of because Sean Finney, when he did his Sinners syllabus, he had this on it, and I can see why he did that. I mean, he wasn't saying like Sinners stole from Iowa. He was saying like it's a movie that has a similar vibe of like a juke joint. He was trying to say like if you like movies with juke joints and that time period, this would be a movie in that similar vein. And I could see why he picked that. But yeah, the whole like you said, the Paul Patton thing of like we should leave town tonight. We'll get on the train. The two of us. I'm like, one of us is going to get on that train. I know that. I know screenwriting 101. And honey,
If
you are
only you
not
saw in
making...
the future. Hey, you might want to leave Paula Patton crazy ass there, dog.
So she ain't worth it to you still?
She looked great, but they said she cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, brother.
Again, what woman isn't?
Let's move on.
We're all a little crazy.
Let's just move on. I got a text message earlier. Let's move on.
This is one I told you, but because you never heard of it, the Cherokee Kid. This stars Sinbad. It's like a Western parody.
I know what you're talking about.
The director of this is Paris Barclay, who, funny enough, directed "Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice and lit." Like he directed that, so it made sense that he went from parodying the gangster genre of the time to the Western genre. Burt Reynolds is in this movie. He's hilarious as a mountain man, as an alcoholic mountain man. And the rest of the movie has some like dumb, funny jokes. I just enjoyed it for what it was, which is being a dumb, fun parody. What's her Vanessa Bell Calloway? She is the love interest for the last 15 minutes. And I'm like, the princess that he turns down in Coming to America, like what happened to her after that movie? Not much. But overall, I enjoyed it for being pretty simple. And then I gotta wait for Banks to come back for this one because this is one he was really looking forward for us talking about. So again, follow me on Letterboxd if any of y'all have Letterboxd. Davis _AK _ drip is where you can find me.
I gotta follow you on there.
So I watched CB4. Oh, I gave Cherokee Kid 2 3/4 stars as well.
Hey,
CB4.
My mind was somewhere else. I'm glad you hurried up in with the kid because I was like, I watched Cherokee. I'm like, I did too. Real black cinema.
CB4 I gave 3 3/4 star. And I had never seen this before. My mom had, I think, either a bootleg DVD of it, but I don't think it played, so that's why I never watched it. But again, much like Cherokee Kid is a parody of westerns, this is obviously a parody of the rap world at that time.
Yeah.
Particularly NWA more than anything. But the parts I thought were funniest were Charlie Murphy as Gusto steals the movie. That's why I'm gonna kill you when I see you.
Yeah.
He stole my whole phone. I didn't know you rapped. He ain't rapping if he's in here with us. Like, and Phil Hartman as like the Al Gore type senator. Perfect casting at that time. And his son doing this is what happened when rap music infiltrates the suburbs, and he says the N-word right in front of him.
Yeah.
And then when they have their meeting as to why rap is bad, they wear their baseball caps backwards. That's a sign you should know not to trust him. And his son literally flips his cap backwards once he sees their tour bus come by. But this made me really think of like Chris Rock, again, could be really funny, really creative every third or fourth time where I'm like, I see the genius that this guy has and I see why he's so funny. But at the same time, I'm like, you're just annoying at the end of the day. That's always been my thing with him. If he's not doing pure voice acting like Dr. Dolittle or Madagascar or Little Penny, then I'm always like 50-50 on Chris Rock. But what do you love about this movie?
I want you to sing the song that Alan Payne's character sung.
Again, that's the only meme I've known about this movie. And him obviously being the more conscious one of the group and being like,
yeah,
and working at the phone sex hotline. Yeah, I'm looking at your balls. Yeah. Okay, like, it's got some really good jokes. The other guy in the group being the only man in the family, and he has to do everything with the sisters.
Oh yeah,
hey, I gotta get back home and play and braid my sister's hair, and then I gotta watch TV with her. So come on, but all he wants is sex or alcohol, like,
dude. And then when he finally got it, he was like, "Oh, this is what it's like." Like he had to get famous to get it. That's again
Candy
like
Alexander in this movie. Yeah. Holy shit! I only remember Candy Alexander from CSI Miami, and at that point, I'm not saying like she didn't look good on that show in her mid 40s or so, but in this movie, holy shit, she looks phenomenal.
I'm trying to remember. So that's not MC Gusto's first girl, is it?
That's the girl that she's like the
Gusto was trying
to. She turns Gusto down. She's the one who she's basically supposed to be like the girl who goes from rapper to rapper because she has all the Polaroids of them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. But Rachel True is Chris Rock's girlfriend, and she's the one who starts to hate as he. You were so nice and good. You were so nice and wholesome, and now you're this. When did you start to become like this? Like, this isn't you. And
real quick, brother, Rachel True to this day, I need that.
My girl, Teresa Randall's in this movie. She's a reporter that Alan Payne is like, sister. She's like, oh my king, my like. She's in this movie. Like, it's got a great cast. Chris Elliott as a documentarian. That's a good.
Hey, remember the scene real quick? Alan Payne is at the table. Hey, you sound familiar.
Yeah.
Before they blew up.
I've heard that voice.
I heard
that voice. Like, man, I sound like a lot of guys. Or something like that. But no, the joke as again Chris Elliott doing the mockumentary. Like, I wanted to see what it's like to document a rap group in the 90s, and he's like, tell me your story. Did you have the typical? He's like, man, I grew up in a nice neighborhood. He's like, did he also grow up in a nice neighborhood? Like, but it has a great story. You probably attest to this, where to get away from Gusto chasing them in the Jeeps, he turns onto LA traffic, and Gusto's like, I'm not even that crazy to drive into LA traffic, because they sit in traffic for 2 hours.
And it's crazy because that movie is 30-some years old at this point. And the traffic is still bad.
Exactly. But
it never changed.
But Tamara Davis directed this movie. Chris Rock wrote it, but he didn't direct it. But Tamara Davis is a white woman, and she directed Billy Madison And Half Baked.
I could
She
tell.
also directed the movie Crossroads, starring Britney Spears and Zoe Saldana.
Oh shit, I remember that movie. Cause I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. That song was on the soundtrack.
But yeah, no, if you've seen Half Baked and then you've seen Billy Madison, you've seen
Same
TV4,
cinematography, same camera
style,
angles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though there's a great moment where once Chris Rock is kind of owned up to like he's not going to be MC Gusto anymore, they do the Spike double dolly shot when he walks back to his neighborhood as like a way to parody that.
This man knows this shit. This is one of the reasons why I love Davis. He knows his camera angles.
Well, what's funny about that is after seeing that, like 4 or 5 days later on Twitter, someone posts the inspiration for that shot, which comes from Melvin Van Peebles' movie about a black soldier in France, 3 days leave or something like that. And they're like, this is, and that's what I mean.
He did. I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't want to say he innovated it because the long shot has always been here, but the dolly like close up is what he made.
Following you while also moving, yeah.
It's like I think it's a
literally
different way
doing this at the same time instead of the camera just going like this. It's bringing or basically following the camera,
because you can see that.
But you're not the one moving is the thing. It's like you're on the WrestleMania ring carts, but the camera's following you.
And it shows the desperation in the character or whatever, and it's usually a bad emotion that they're going through. Like when Spike did it and Do the Right Thing, when Mookie was walking in the heat after all the chaos, that was the indication. I think he did it in
he does it in
Crooklyn as well. Crooklyn, he did it a lot.
He did it. He does it in 2 movies. Actually three movies I've seen, but I'll get to them when I out on my list. But so on the same day I watched CB4, I also watched Pootie Tang, which I gave 2.25 star. And I'm not surprised that a movie written and directed by Louis C.K. put David Cross in blackface, because at the end, David Cross, who was Tobias Funke from Arrested Development, plays the Pootie Tang, the fake Pootie Tang at the restaurant they're supposed to be at. So again, like I said, I'm not shocked a racist, sexist pig like Louis C.K. put another racist, sexist pig like David Cross in blackface.
What David Cross do?
He once said fake Chinese jibber jabber to an Asian actress.
Oh man, I think you talking about he did something to black people. Let's move on.
Oh my god.
He was Zero on GTA San Andreas. Damn.
What Robert Patrick's character, what Peacemaker's dad did to the Asian cop in Peacemaker season 1. That's the type of time he was on.
Bro, I can't lie. That shit was funny as hell.
It was, but it's fucked up when he's like ching chong jiffity chopsticks, and the cop is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Bro, he wore her ass out in that show.
This is a stupid movie. I never watched the Chris Rock show, so the whole point of the Chris Rock show, they had Pootie Tang as like a reoccurring sketch, right? Yeah. I could kind of see the appeal in a sketch, but not a full length movie. Like the whole say hey, come on hey, like what? and everyone just understands him a little bit. That was dumb, but the belt shit was funny. Like it being his dad. Every time he'd be like, "Don't backtalk your mom,"
which was Chris Rock.
Yeah. Again, one of his few good roles. I thought the funniest thing was he was a ladies' man ever since he was a child, and then a woman is throwing all his
stuff out
and
he's just trying to like process everything.
He's like an 8-year-old, and I'm like, one, watching this is like low key pedophilia, but 2, it's also kind of funny that she's losing her mind.
And then she's like, "I'm sorry,
this Pootie Tang. I can't do what you do to me. I'm so sorry. Why you hurting me?" Like he's just standing there with women's glasses on and like.
But then she apologizes, like, "Come back."
This movie just has too much Wanda Sykes. I like a little bit of Wanda Sykes, but not a whole bunch of Wanda Sykes.
Well, she might like you.
I thought she played for the other team.
Exactly. She might think you.
Oh, so you think she might think I'm like Ellen DeGeneres in a way?
Yeah.
But yeah, and the the reoccurring bit of the guy who repeats what Chris Rock just says, like, Pootie-Tang's on TV. Hey, that's Pootie-Tang on. I just said that. Like, that's probably the best bit out of all the bits.
That's basically tangents. You know that, right?
That's what you just did to me, basically.
That's one of my favorite like scenes in movie history.
But
like, it's hot out here.
That actor is on the episode of Arrested Development when Joe brings back the black puppet. He's like, "Hey, Franklin," and he goes, "What you ass talking about?" And then, like, remember, like, he does a racist ass voice for the puppet, like.
Not supposed to be laughing with that shit, bro.
No, it is because remember, they're like when Job's magic started failing, he started a comedy. He started doing comedy puppetry, but his act was deemed too racial because he was doing like, and we're this, and they started choking out his hand instead of choking out him.
Hell no.
I'm gonna watch that episode again.
No, legit, I remember that now.
Because it cut from Will Arnett's face to the security guard's face to then the puppet's face. It's like, oh god, but this movie looks horrible. It's got horrible cinematography. They had like no money for this movie. You can tell.
Because how do you shop that to a studio? That's why.
Well, that's the point. It was probably like Chris. This is probably a Chris Rock thing of like, hey, finance this movie for the $5 million it needs, and then I'll be in whatever dog shit you want me to be in next, or I'll take a pay cut instead, something like that. But
oh, that's why he did that movie with Morgan Freeman.
The other part, the late great one of my favorite actors, Reggie Cathy. He's great as the dirty bad guy who's like, give me some of that.
Not Dirty Dan. What's his name?
No, it is something like Dirty Dan. I gotta pull it up right now.
Because Froggy was the homie.
Dirty D. Dirty D.
You did. Dirty D and Froggy.
Dirty D. Yeah. If the movie was that, like just a blaxploitation parody where he'd Pootie-Tang fought Dirty, it would be so much better. It kind of was. No, it gets into like I said, the Wanda Sykes, like, I need to give me some of Pootie-Tang, and then
was.
No,
it was just badly formatted.
I mean, thankfully, this movie's barely like 75 minutes, but still, if it was just like
when Froggy snuck in the dirt in the jail,
yeah, he's like, "Oh, that's some good dirt you got." Yeah, like that.
Well, I remember the stupid shit.
That's from like, God, there's a lot of great comedy in here, but it's written by Louis C.K. I'm like, Chris Rock giving him out of all people a cosign still baffles me. But that was Pootie-Tang, and I gave it 2 1/4. So I then watched Girl 6. I gave Girl 6 3 3/4. This movie, it's weird to describe because I understand why he wanted to make it, because I came up with this theory after I watched, because then I went on let me do the whole Spike list. So March 7th, I watched Girl 6. March 14th, I watched Mo Better Blues. March 14th, I also watched Clockers. And then, February. February. And then I also watched Jungle Fever. So then, these are the Spikes I haven't seen. So, Girl 6, Mo Better Blues, Clockers, and Jungle Fever. And then, it's funny because they kind of coincide.
Girl 6 is with Anthony Mackie, right?
No, that's She Hate Me.
Okay.
Girl 6 is Teresa Randall, where she's a phone sex operator.
Well, you and Teresa Randall, I feel you, but damn.
So Girl 6 and Clockers and He Got Game are shot by, let me look up, because I keep flipping his name. It's Malik Hassan Saeed, and he went on to direct Belly. But his style of cinematography, you can tell it's where things look super sharp.
Yeah.
And bright in the background, and then
it looks like Comic Sans is the best way I can say it. It looked like a comic.
Well, it almost looks like comic book-esque, actually, like the way, like certain '90s style comic book compared to the Ernest Dickerson style with Mo Better Blues.
Like the Frank Miller type stuff.
Yeah, if that's what I mean. And that's where I kind of got into that point where, like, when you look at Spike's filmography, where he has She's Gotta Have It, School Days, and then Do the Right Thing breaks through, and that's his Oscar nominee. Like, that's beginning stage. And then he does Mo Better Blues, Jungle Fever, Malcolm X, Mo Better Blues, and that's the last three films he makes with Ernest Dickerson, who then goes on to become his own director. But Ernest Dickerson was his go-to guy as a cinematographer. He then has to use Malika Said for Girl 6, Clockers, and He Got Game, which all had that same vibe. And I would kind of equate it to like how there was College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, Kanye West, and then there was 808 and Heartbreaks, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Yeezus, Kanye West.
Yeah.
Where people probably like those early ones more because they are kind of more wholesome, in a way, more adult, more authentic, and then the others are more messy but artistic. It's got a message, but it's not finished all the way through. Because Girl 6, like I said, I can see why he wanted to make a movie about a woman, where she was the focus, being Teresa Randall, and how women are treated, especially in a work like sex work, even though this is just audio sex work. And then the treatment of her and Isaiah Washington being her ex-boyfriend, who she might get back with, but not really. It's an interesting film. I kind of see him also being in his, again, this guy very influenced by European cinema, the French films and the Italian films of the 50s and 60s. And that's what I think he tried to capture with this. Clockers, it's a book first. It's a legendary crime book. And I think Martin Scorsese was going to make it and then gave it to Spike Lee instead, because Martin Scorsese produced it. Maybe because Martin Scorsese didn't want to make another crime movie around that time. But this almost is it's basically what The Wire became. And Richard Price, who wrote the book and wrote the screenplay, ended up being a writer on The Wire and then created the show the night of. And that's where I think this movie would have worked better as a TV show if they had that back in mind, but they didn't, because HBO wasn't fully HBO to then start adapting it. But it's got good ideas, good performances with Harvey Keitel, and I've never really been a big Mekhi Phifer fan either. I just think he's okay, but he's good in this movie. Keith David's really good in this movie as the cop that like gives him a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
But the two Spike movies the one Spike movie I really enjoyed the most was Mo Better Blues. And when I was watching it halfway through, it made me think of, what if the two main roles were flipped? What if Wesley Snipes was the lead and Denzel Washington was Shadow? Would their careers have been different after that? And I thought that because he had just done Jungle Fever with Wesley Snipes, and he could have been his muse instead of Denzel going forward, because and maybe think about it in that way. And because Malcolm X is after that, and this is a movie where they're both in at the same time, and I could have seen Denzel being good as Shadow, but I'm not sure if he would have. I'm sorry, Mo Better Blues is before Jungle Fever, and then Malcolm X is after Jungle Fever. I thought I was mixing them around. So that's my point of, like, he almost had two of the great black actors of the 90s have them at the same time, and picked one first and then realized, like, I got to go back to this other guy, being Denzel. And that's obviously because he had the pedigree with winning the Oscar for Glory and seeming like the next, I mean, not just seeming, he was the next great actor of the 90s after Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise and Daniel Day-Lewis. But it did make me think about, like, what if he had just stuck with Wesley Snipes? Like, Wesley Snipes, I don't think Wesley Snipes would have been Malcolm X. Again, that's, if Denzel doesn't look like Malcolm X, Wesley Snipes doesn't look like Malcolm X for sure.
No, but it goes back to what I just had a conversation with somebody the other day about marketability. I won't get too much into the conversation, but we were having a conversation about Zendaya, somebody else. With Denzel, it's marketability, because nobody, and I mean no disrespect, because I think Wesley is one of the greatest actors ever, but nobody said, but a select few say, damn, Wesley Snipes.
I was just about to say.
Whereas Denzel, shit, 90+% was like, that's Denzel. And it's the color thing, because Hollywood was embedded in colorism.
Well, the two movies are kind of like intertwined in a weird way, because the whole point of Mo Better is Denzel's the ladies' man. He has 2 women on his arm, and he's constantly choosing between the 2. And Wesley's the guy jealous of this guy getting the one woman in particular being Clark.
Seems like that happens often.
Yeah. And then the point of Jungle Fever is Wesley Snipes he gets the white woman. He gets the Italian white woman, despite his dark complexion, which is the point of that movie. Like, she's attracted him by never being with a black guy before. The racial politics of Jungle Fever didn't piss me off. I think it just pissed me off that it turns into a movie more about the crack epidemic at the end, which I can see.
But that's the best thing about the movie.
I'm not saying it's bad. It just because there's some really good filmmaking, especially when he goes to like the big, church crack house.
I'm gonna get high anyway.
And the filmmaking and that and Samuel Jackson's performance in that scene with Halle Berry.
Yeah, she played a crackhead twice, and she looked phenomenal both times.
But it was also when we at times just started feeling repetitive, especially with the scenes with John Turturro in, like his little store where the guys just keep coming to him with the same conversations like, oh, I can never be with a black woman. I can never. And then when he finally asked out the Wesley Snipes' wife from White Man Can't Jump, they get pissed at him for doing it. Like, I don't know. It's like I enjoyed Mo Better because it's just a great shot movie. The cinematography when he's having the 2 arguments with the girls at the same time, and his face is half lit red when he's arguing with her, and then it's half blue of the room when he's arguing with her, and it just keeps cutting. It's just some pure filmmaking from him and Ernest Dickerson, and also some good casting with Bill Nunn as the cello guy, Giancarlo Esposito as the piano player with the French girlfriend, and they give him a hard time for that. Like, you just hate my woman because she's educated and all that. Not like the woman you bring around here, like, and she's white. Just say it. Like, but it has some good scenes, like when he cleans his trumpet. It's like cleaning a gun. It's like the way Spike Lee and Ernest Dickerson shoot that, and the whole way he treats his mouth, like it's his prized position. Which when he gets his ass beat and his lip gets split open, it's like when the football player's hand gets crushed and he can't play in the game. It's like, oh, or like when Booby's knee gets ripped apart in Friday Night Lights. It's that.
He had to do the JR face when he was trying to play.
Yeah. But I think Mo Better has a better opening and closing scene than Malcolm X. I'm sorry, Ryan Coogler. I'm going to have to disagree, because when it opens up with him being this cute little kid playing the trumpet and his mom's tell his friends go away, and he's yelling at his friends like, shut up, I got to play my trumpet. And his dad's just trying to watch the baseball game. The movie ends where Denzel's now the dad, and they got the same kid actors playing his son and his son's friends. And Denzel learns his lesson of letting his son go out and play with his friends instead of being forced to play the trumpet, because this guy's whole life revolved around this trumpet because it's all he knew.
It's subjective, though, Davis.
I know I'm just saying, like, for a guy who has a lot of bad endings in terms of, like, not bad, a lot of endings that just end like, could you maybe done another shot, Spike? Could you maybe try the ending a different way? Like, I thought that was the best, because again, Girl 6 kind of ends the same.
Buffalo, look at that baby that comment.
But that's the lesson. Well, here's the other part. Out of watching these 4 Spike Lee movies, they have 4 awful Spike Lee performances. He is truly a terrible actor. He can't act for shit. That, I think, Do the Right Thing is great.
Really?
Oh, I think he's horrible. Yeah.
He kind of acting like himself, so maybe you just call him horrible.
No, that's my point. Because much like the big boy acting with a smile at the end, a lot of his scenes and we're like, he's just smiling at the end of his sentence. And I'm like, have you ever acted? Have you ever seen your take, Spike? Like,
hey, you ever see? I ain't gonna repeat that. You ever see? What movie was Spike Lee's sister in?
That was my point. She's the other love interest in Mo Better. I'm like,
there you go. She was in that. I remember somebody talked about that woman so bad one time.
That's what I was trying to say that day in the chat with you and with Don. I was like, there is no way Denzel is really entertaining her when he's got Clark coming right after. And I'm sorry. I know she's the more nurturing and more emotional and more caretaking, which is why he ends up with her at the end, because Clark is kind of more the superficial, and is willing to
Those be the best ones.
But that's where that's the only way it makes sense as to why she's not a looker, is all I'll say. She's not a looker. And it's one of the craziest love
that's when you
triangles.
be out public, we're like, hey, this the home girl. This the home. That's one of them times, dog. I can give y'all some history lessons, boy. The homie said my name. They're like, hey, who was that with you?
I've never seen Dance Flick, but I just remember the part in the trailer when he's walking with the white girl. He's like, black chicks. Ooh, oh, nope, I don't know her. Like, when they see.
No, you can't do it like that. But you got to be like, nah, we cool, bro. She good people. She good people, like Bernie Mac said.
No, but that was my big signal. Like, this movie, which I gave Mo Betta 4 stars. I gave Jungle Fever 3 and 3/4, and I gave Flockers.
Man, you tweaking, dog. Jungle Fever a 5 just off Gator. I'm telling you.
No, because after a while, his acting is good, but it's just so repetitive. And then, I mean, the best performance in the movie is Ozzie Davis when he says, "I will not dine with whoremongers," and he gets up and leaves. Like,
but remember, he shot him with the 38.
Yeah.
I pray for your son.
I pray for you. A great voice, Ozzie Davis. And he's better in Do the Right Thing as the drunk, as the mayor, but he's phenomenal as in Jungle Fever as Reverend Doctor. And Ruby D too. Ruby playing when she gives him $100 because he's doing the dance in front of, like, show me that dance you like to do, doing all that shit. It's like, but like, it's just a movie of the same scenes over and over and over.
Look, this is how you know you got a masterpiece. Like, and of course it's your opinion because both of movies are classic.
I know. I think they're all great movies. I didn't hate any. Again, like, this is
when somebody quoted and you could read it like that, doing "Welcome to the Taj Mahal."
I've seen 6 movies, and this is one of them. All right,
Bruh.
The 2 of them, I should say, being Mo Better and Jungle Fever.
And the fact that this was like a shoot, he was trying to get right and was doing that movie. He was like, "Yeah, I was really getting high."
Again,
like, no shit.
You cast your sister as a player in the love triangle, but then you cast Halle Berry as a crack addict. Like who? Yeah. Like, come on.
Well, these things are not like the other.
Yes, that's my point.
And she's a good actress. She couldn't even act that well doing that, because it's like.
Well, the other thing too is that Debbie Mazar plays the best friend of Annabella Sciorra, and I think that Debbie Mazar is the best. I would have picked her as the white Italian broad to get with instead, because I always thought she was attractive.
Hey, she was talking about, don't go against that, don't go with that. She didn't say this verbatim.
No, that was the other friend. That was the other friend.
Yeah, the one. But they were both, not to go around the bullies.
That thing. Debbie Mazar is the girl he cheats with in Goodfellas.
Off
the girl who's her friend.
No, Sam was like legit in and out of rehab during the movie. He didn't get clean till after the movie. That's why he played the role very well. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
He got a story about on the podcast before we get to the next. You got any more movies, or are we going to the next subject?
No, I still got some more, but I was just saying, like, yeah, those are, because after
we'll fly past it, brother.
Oh yeah, because I'm not, even though all right, so I watched the original Shaft. I gave it 2 3/4. It was fine for what it was.
You ever seen Shaft in Africa?
No, I don't. The only sequels I watched were Shaft 2000, aka John Singleton's Shaft, which is a bad John Singleton movie. It might be his weakest movie, just because it just seems like a studio gig, and I guess he wanted to also pay homage to such a iconic cinematic figure, especially for Black cinema. But this is the movie where I'm like, I can kind of see the criticism of Samuel Jackson not being a good lead actor. He's great, again, he's the all-time great supporting actor, Samuel Jackson, but when he's the primary focus of the movie, I can see where people are like, he's not the best at the lead. But
hey, I gotta keep it a buck. The best part of that movie was Christian Bale. Hey, homie. Hey,
It's got
dog. Hey,
it's
dog.
got two great over the top supporting performances. Christian Bale as a white supremacist rich kid, and Jeffrey Wright playing Puerto
Puerto
Rican or
Rican.
playing and I don't know
Yes.
if Jeffrey Wright is Puerto Rican in real life.
No, he's black. He's just
But
like
he's straight
skinned.
up doing like, do you know who I am, my friend?
That's why it wasn't that good.
He fucking when his brother gets shot, he stabs himself, and I'm like, this is one of the craziest fucking things I've seen. Where he's just like, my brother, my blood, my blood, my blood, and I'm just like, what? That's what like
He's
this
just
movie.
over the top for no reason, and then he'll be cool. And the other line, like his other line delivery is just super
But
cool.
here's
It's like,
another. This movie is also written by Richard Price, who was responsible for Clockers, co-written, I should say. And this is where again you can see the idea of a guy who's an author because it has some good ideas, but it never fully executes them. Like Peoples wants him to be a white drug mule. I'm like, that would work in a TV show, but it's not going to work in this movie where Shaft has to be the focus because that's the thing about the original Shaft. It's like 95% of the original Shaft, it's Richard Roundtree. He's in 95% of the movie interacting with other people, but like the Shaft 2000, Samuel Jackson's like in it for 60% of it. It's focusing on the Christian Bale character, the dirty cop characters with Dan Hedaya, and the guy I always forget his name, but he's a that guy actor. But yeah, like I think this was one of John Singleton's weakest movies, because it just didn't have any. I don't know what the appeal. It has a good opening where like you're breaking down the Christian Bale scene and the Mekhi Phifer met his demise early on. But overall, I just felt, and this is where I told you this has one of the worst performances I've ever seen of all time by Busta Rhymes, who's just so annoying. It's unbearable.
oh, kind of like in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I watched the Shaft reboot in 2019, and that's a bad movie. That you see, Ghosts. Why didn't you support Regina Hall then, huh?
I seen that movie. Well, all three of the Shafts. Pause.
Did you like it?
No.
Yeah, it's garbage.
I don't remember anything about it. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame because this is when Hollywood was really trying to get Jesse T. Usher to try to become that guy. Because remember he was playing fake LeBron James on Survivor's Remorse, and then he plays Will Smith's son in Independence Day 2, Independence Day Resurgence, and then it was this movie, and then The Boys came out the same summer in 2019, and then he really hasn't been able to become a big superstar at all, unfortunately. I think he's an okay actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie, the only good scenes are like he does capoeira when he's drunk to beat up with the guy at the club. But other than that, yeah, it's just not that.
It felt like a comedy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well, I knew I was in trouble when they were showing the credits and it said co-written by Kenya Barris, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
yep, here we go. It's like when I see Simon. It's like when I see Simon Kinberg. I'm like, that's a name, or Akiva Goldsman. When you see those names, you know you're in for some dog shit.
Dog, relax.
I watched Hitman from 1972. This is the movie that came out after Shaft. It's not supposed to be a Shaft ripoff, but it's supposed to be in the same blaxploitation mold. It's modeled after a book, and this is Bernie Casey. It's not a good movie. Not even by blaxploitation standards. So the less said about it, the better. Rosewood. So this is the other John Singleton movie I had never seen. This is depressing. I hated that I watched this movie.
History, but that's why.
That's exactly why, because I'm like, fuck, this shit really happened. And I'm
Guns
just
like,
it was one of the hardest watches I've ever had for my letterbox, where I'm just like, please end, because I can fully believe it played out like this, because the way it spreads from where they killed one white man to they killed 6 white men, and then they're doing like, you can fully believe that, because who's going to verify this information in the early 1900s when there's no internet, no phones, none of that, and where pre-civil rights, obviously. So it was a tough watch. Good Ving Rhames performance. I love Ving Rhames. When I say Lawrence Fishburne is my favorite black actor, Ving Rhames might be my second favorite. No, I'm not going to disrespect the man like that. No.
Hey, in the words of Cameron, your mother calls you Larry, I'm going to call you Larry.
Lawrence Fishburne 1, Ving Rhames at 2, Denzel at 3, I would say, in terms of my favorite black actors. But yeah, like I said, yeah, just a hard. And wasn't really familiar with the story because obviously we didn't grow up in Florida. So when they teach civil rights, they really taught the civil rights part, or the Florida part of the civil rights.
Man, our education system back home, they teach us a lot of things, right?
Well, you didn't know the next one that Jackie Robinson grew up in Pasadena and went to UCLA and all that, because I watched 42, which I gave 2 stars. I gave Rosewood 3 stars. I gave 42 2 stars because it's a movie about Branch Rickey more than it's about Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's because it's got Harrison Ford playing Branch Rickey. So they're giving the star more time than the young upstart being Chadwick Boseman. But Chadwick Boseman,
it's like they did with Moneyball.
You have to, because who gives a fuck about Scott Hatterberg? All right.
Here you go hating on the A's.
No. It's Moneyball is an entertaining movie if you know nothing about baseball.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and I always say this: the 2002 Oakland A's had Cy Young Award winner Barry Zito and AL MVP Miguel Tejada, and they're not mentioned in the fucking movie as great star players. All they care about are the 4 scrubs they turned into somebodies. That's it. That's why Moneyball I enjoy it,
and more so the management.
It's a watchable movie because but it's not a great movie, especially not a great sports movie when it gets to actual inaccuracies like that.
Hold on, Davis, real quick.
And then his daughter sings a song that doesn't exist until 2006. Like, that pisses me off too. I hate when shit like that happens.
Hold on, Doug got something. He said something actually interesting. Nobody gonna roast you because I think most people didn't know until last week that Christian Bale was in Shaq.
I'm shocked he even knows who Christian Bale is.
Yeah, but most people didn't know that. I remember the clip I posted on the IG story. People was like, "That's Christian."
That scene always like recirculates every couple of years because it really is like, what was Christian Bale on? That's post American Psycho.
Where you going now? He said, "Don't meet your heroes."
I don't think he's not like that in real life. You could just tell he's a guy who wants to be left alone with his wife and kids. That's it. And what he's doing for charity work, which is he's like trying to create affordable housing for orphans, something like that. Where like it's been his mission to not have orphanages separate siblings. So that's something he's been trying to do the last couple of years for charity.
No kids should be left without a home.
But yeah, so that was 42, which, and again, it's not even that much of a entertaining movie for the story about Jackie Robinson, because like you could have told the parts about him. This guy was in the war. That would have been an interesting thing to like this guy goes from being in the fucking war to being the guy to break the color barrier. But just
the thing is, a lot of movies, particularly when they sports biopics, it's to say who played the background in this sports figure more than a sports figure. The only person, it has to be somebody polarizing. You couldn't do that. They tried to do it with Ali, but they couldn't really do it with Ali.
Speaking of Michael Mann, yeah.
It's because it's probably the second most, if not at this point, the third most famous athlete in history. Because it's going to be a point where people are going to know LeBron more than Muhammad Ali. We just at that point now because the internet. And then you got Michael Jordan because of the shoes and people talk about him everyday play style. But at that point, Muhammad Ali was Michael Jordan. Shit, he was Michael Jackson at one point. So you can't really do that with a Muhammad Ali. But with Jackie, it was more so he broke the color barrier, but they always like to play it in Hollywood. The people that helped get him there. Like, it's the reason why in radio, they got the coach more prominent than radio. And then when they show radio, they got him out here. I like Fred Brown.
That's the thing. It's more of a white savior movie than a black hero movie. But
and we just found out last year, 2 years ago, Blindside, that was a work.
It was when he made the Super Bowl, Michael Orr with the Panthers, is when that started. But it became full blown, within the last 2 or 3 years that it was a full, false reality. But it does have a good white savior type scene where he's sitting there on the bench, and his teammate's like, how come you wait till the rest of us leave to go take a shower? He's like, because I don't want to make the guys uncomfortable. And the guy's like, well, come on, Jack. Like, we've all been playing and sitting in the dugout at this point. Like, just come take. And he's like, come take a shower with me. He's like,
hey, yo.
no, he does like, I said that wrong. He's like,
Right.
he's like,
I don't know what they were saying, Paul. Back. Oh, I know what the
Chadwick
real Paul.
Boseman looks at him, trying not to laugh, and he's like, I shouldn't have said it that way. Let's go take a shower. Me and my
Actually, you know what the pause word was back then, right?
Yeah, we're not gonna go there, but
Where we can't say here.
So I know I left a lot of movies that y'all had recommended, but the point that I really got in, I was trying to watch. Oh, and the last one was this movie called Three the Hard Way, which has
Oh
Jim
shit!
Brown,
You watched Three the Hard Way?
Jim Brown, Jim
I
Kelly.
told you. I told y'all he
Jim
urban.
Kelly. Not the football Jim Kelly, the martial arts Jim Kelly.
Yeah,
and the great Fred Williamson.
You come straight out of a comic book. Damn, you watched Three the Hard Way? Pause. You won.
I gave this 2 stars because
What?
It's only good for the stunts. The rest of the movie, the Banks, when they're giving dialogue scenes.
You want to tell me about Three the Hard Way? You go ahead. Pause again.
There's a scene where they have Jim Brown and Fred Williamson do a walk and talk.
Yes.
And the audio is playing, but it's not syncing with their lips.
It don't matter.
It's a poorly made movie, and its story makes kind of sense as a blaxploitation story, which is a white guy creates a serum to kill all the black people. I'm like, okay, that's a good idea. They execute it poorly. And first of all, Jim Brown plays a music executive. In what fucking world do music executives look like 6'4" Adonises like Jim Brown? They never explain what Fred
That's a
Williamson
masterpiece
does.
movie.
They never explain what Fred Williamson does or why they're trying to plant drugs on Jim Kelly. It's got no character depth. It's great for the stunts and the stunts only. Like Jim Kelly does his karate kicks. Fred Williamson and Jim Brown are in good shootouts and good chases. Like, yeah, I'm like, yes. And Hal Needham, who was Burt Reynolds' stunt double.
Hey, you know Fred's nickname? I ain't gonna say it here.
Fred Williamson? No.
You don't know? Thank you, Doc. They call him the Hammer. Pause. Super pause.
Has he had one?
That was it. Huh?
Was he packing? Is that what you're saying?
Hey man, this out the mud. Yeah,
I'm trying to understand what you're getting at here.
No, he played football, dude. You never heard all this football knowledge that you be having.
I only thought he was an actor.
No, Fred Williamson. I forgot what team he played for. I was about to say the Bears.
Well, that's the thing about the running scenes in this movie is that Jim Brown still runs super fast for the cameras to catch him.
Yeah. You ever seen the Juice? Remember Juice in Roots? He was up out of here.
I've never seen Roots, so no.
Okay, so you gotta add that to the list. And then Dot said you gotta watch.
No, I don't like to watch slave stuff. I've told you that. I'm not in.
No, you gotta feel that guilt. Pause.
I felt that guilt my whole life. My whole life. No, I can't.
So he said, have you seen Car Wash, The Mac, and Which Way Is Up?
Car Wash.
Car Wash is with Richard Pryor, Bill Dukes.
Remember, I just said this on the last episode where I've skipped a lot of Richard Pryor movies because of what you and Amp just said, where like his acting style.
He was actually good in that because he played a pastor.
It's just always a turnoff to me, his acting style.
He played a pastor. So you got to watch that. The Mac, I mean, he was phenomenal in that. What you going to do, Goldie?
I'm not interested, like I said,
and I want you to recite this line. I'm going to spoil it. Shade trees. You shade tree, nigga. No. You just a safe haven for hoes.
That was the thing in Through the Hard Way. They just like throw the N-word and the C-word around. I mean, I know that was the point, especially like these are the bad guys. Let's just have them throw those words around. But it was also the 70s and that's how they spoke. But that's the part where I was like, oh, whoa, hey, take it easy. Hey,
again,
oh, hey.
That's the point of the movie.
What, like when it's used in 42, because like out of all the actors they get to play the most racist guy, Jackie Robinson, they pick Alan Tudyk, who is like sweet character actor. Alan Tudyk is playing the most racist guy in 42, and I'm just like, that's some good casting because it's like no one would want to see Alan Tudyk be an evil racist to Jackie Robinson.
Damn, I lost my thought on another movie I want you to see. It's on my letterbox. I've seen
But
it
like I
several
said,
times.
the point of my list was I like to combine the '70s black exploitation type films, and like I said, I needed to cross off because now the only John Singleton movie I haven't seen is the last movie he made, which was Abduction with Taylor Lautner, and I'll never see that.
Yeah, you got it. I
Um,
didn't even know that was John Singleton. I ain't watching that.
that's when he was still unfortunately trying to show like he could be a studio director, like a director for hire. Yeah, because I've seen, like I said, Baby Boy. I've seen the Marion Jones 30 for 30 he did. Um, Poetic Justice I've obviously seen. Four Brothers, one of my favorite movies. Boys in the Hood, one of my favorite movies. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen Higher Learning in a long time. That's the one I would probably need to revisit. Um,
You need to see in too deep with
that's the one I skipped. I'm sorry.
Omar Epps and
No, I
LL.
had I skipped one. I watched Deep Cover. I gave that two
There you go. My
stars.
fault. D cover.
I gave that
You
Deep
ain't no
Cover.
cop. You ain't no cop. Mhm.
I had the same because again, this is a movie directed by Bill Duke, starring Lawrence Fishburne. And it's the same issues I had with Hoodlum. His Bill Duke, he's just not a good director. I love Bill Duke as an actor. His directing style, it's just flat. It's not entertaining.
It's
It
theater. He from
that's
a
what
theater background or
he
something.
shoots it, and I don't like when movies are shot that way. He doesn't really have cool camera movements or angles, and the way and like his stuff, the serious stuff doesn't hit, and then the over the top stuff is so corny. Like they have Jeff Goldblum get bullied by the playing this hand game. Like that's how the cartel guys like pick on him, and I'm like this is corny in a movie where like just like stab his hands with a knife instead. Like it's that thing where I'm like the same issues I had with Hoodlum where I'm like this isn't dark enough or serious enough, and then yeah, it's and I hate it because like I said, I love Bill Duke in movies as an actor, but just as a director, he didn't transition well in my eyes at least.
I know he directed Busta Rhymes videos. Which ones, Doc? Before we get up out of here, because I'm very interested in that. If he did, eyes will see. Put your hands where your eyes can see. That's actually very interesting.
But so I always try to come up with a list of movies to check off too. So like I said, I was trying to get John Singleton's. The Spike ones I would need to see at this point would need to be, like you said, She Hate Me, um, Chirac, Miracle at St.
Yeah,
Anna,
yeah,
which
yeah.
I do kind of want to see Miracle at St.
Yeah, I
Anna.
really need to see Chirac.
Um, what else? Oh, Get on the Bus.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to count the white movies he made, like 25th Hour or Son of Sam. I haven't seen Inside Man in a long time.
Classic.
I haven't seen Crooklyn, so that would probably be next up. Again, I haven't seen School Days.
Man, why is it?
So yeah, otherwise I've seen The Five Bloods, I've seen Black Klansman, I've seen. Oh yeah, I don't need to see his Old Boy remake, because I've seen the original. It's phenomenal. But I came up with a list and I saw all but four movies. So what was left on my list that I didn't get to was Original Gangsters. Speaking of Fred Williamson and Jim Brown, I didn't get to that one. I was trying to pair that with Through the Hard Way, where I was going to watch one day and the other the next. I didn't get to A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, which is Martin Lawrence's directorial debut, I think, and I think it's the only movie he's directed, right? Yep.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
when
only
he
movie.
was tweaking. Him and Bobby Brown was on set having a ball.
It's the only movie that he's directed, so I wanted to see that. Carmen, a hip opera, I wanted to check out
No,
with again Mekhi
no,
Phifer and Beyonce, directed
no.
by Robert Townsend.
Mos Def was in that shit too. I think he was the heel.
The cast is Mekhi Phifer, Beyonce. It's not Mos Def, sir. It's Yassine Bey.
It's Mos Def. Hey, your mother calls you Mos Def. I'm gonna call you Mos
Raw
Def. Pretty fly though.
Digga. It's Raw Digga.
I'll still be.
Who is she? Well-known, longtime member of the Flip Mode Squad.
That movie so bad, dog. Don't watch that shit.
Joy Bryant, who is more your taste than mine. Wyclef
No,
Jean,
she's actually your taste because she prefer you.
Jermaine Dupri, Shad Moss, narrated by Da Brat.
The brat. The brat.
No, it says DA. And
I know, but we gonna do better. She,
no, like it's on the Muppets.
hey,
he
her and
spawns-
Allen Iverson sharing clothes while dating is crazy.
And I also had the documentary by the Hughes brothers, American Pimp. I didn't get to, which
What?
I was scared. I was actually scared to watch that. I don't think, as much as y'all want me to watch content about pimps, I don't think my stomach can handle it. I would just
Nah,
feel too
Mr.
bad.
White folks.
Yeah, I just can't watch women be treated that way on camera.
Why? They want to be treated that way. God
I
damn
just
it.
can't. No,
It's
I feel
almost time
too
to go.
bad. I feel like because I literally turn into Chad from Insecure. He's like, just let the bitch read. I'm just like, just leave the bitch alone, please. Like,
Hey, Davies, you've been knowing me long enough. My eyes started to get wide open. That the jokes is about to start falling if we don't get up out of here.
well, the last thing we're going to talk about, it's going to be real quick because Elimination Chambers tonight. Last night, they bodied Jey Uso. Air Forces painted towards the, I mean, not painted, paired towards the camera. And Jacob Fatu was like, who did this? Who responsible for, who, come for, who did this? And Nick Aldis is like, everyone quit. Cody Rhodes is like, we can't get anything around that show. What are you doing? And then they send Jey Uso off in the ambulance, according to Javon Evans.
With them dusty ass Air Forces.
So I didn't finish the rest of SmackDown. So Jacob Fatu beat Logan Paul to get the chamber spot, right?
I think it's the opposite.
Did Logan Paul win to get into the chamber?
I think Logan Paul won.
Let me see.
Legit, I don't know.
The show is starting in 55 minutes, so we're going to find out one way or another. But let me see real quick. But the point, what we were talking about last week, which is how are they going to get Jacob Fatu into the main event of WrestleMania? This seems like their solution.
Yeah. So if Logan Paul in there, Jacob Fatu either got to beat somebody ass, LA Knight, yeah, get his punk ass up out of there, or Cody Rhodes win. No, but that wouldn't even make sense. So yeah, he would have to
Logan
get himself
won
into the
match,
chamber.
Yeah, so he's in. Yeah. So yeah,
Logan Paul won, right?
Yeah. So
then Jacob might have to beat his ass.
Well,
it's a way they're gonna play this.
They could do the thing they did last year, because I was watching last year's Rumble while doing my workout this morning. Not Rumble, Chamber. Sorry. And as soon as the match starts, they just let Jade Cargill walk in and beat Naomi's ass, which I'm like, sir, the match, you just can't let a woman who's not in the match enter the match. Can we have some rules and officiating here? So maybe they'll try to do something. So I said this last week that they'll pull the Kofi
Also,
Kingston
real quick,
Edge
not to
from
cut you off.
2009. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off. So Drew actually hit Jacob with the title, which cost him the match.
That's where, well, and so they're trying to play it like Drew is saying he's not responsible for Jay being injured. And Jacob Fatu had the segment backstage of Nick Aldis. And I said to you last night, if they're trying to set up if Jacob attacked Jay to get into the match so they can do Jay and Jacob down the road, come on. You can't do that.
You know that's what they trying to do.
Well,
because then they're gonna be like the bloodline storyline. It never left.
Well, all Jey Uso has to do is just go on IG Live and misspell "Mock Us attacked me" like he does every fucking day on IG Live, which is just misspell words on the blank page.
His TikTok is even more wacky.
So yeah, but who knows?
You think he's doing that on purpose, misspelling the words?
He's a drunk motherfucker. No. No, what do you mean? Do I think he's misspelling on purpose? No.
I wish that could be the title. He's a drunk.
It is gonna be.
You see what Dad just said? I can't repeat it back, but bruh, I'll be thinking like, is he joking or he's serious about this misspelling?
You know damn well he ain't be joking. Look at you saw what happened with Jackie Rhoda. Is your team retirement tonight? We gonna have a good show. He left them busted ass shoes in the ring. Ain't no one want them shoes.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? He actually obviously he's somebody's uncle, but he drink like the drunk uncle. Like, let me talk to you real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I'm not gonna. I'll type it
Can't
in the
mention
chat.
names. Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna type. And
I already
that
know
way
what you about to say.
Who?
You already know. We right here. God damn it. I need to stand.
Because those are the only two people I know who can't
Yeah.
handle drink at all.
Especially the last name. We saw it in person.
But yeah, like that's, and I mean, it's not like his brother's any better. Shit, they
Yeah, he
both
just
got
hides it better.
DWIs. They both got DWIs. So
Yeah, but Jimmy hides it better.
because that's why his stomach's so fat, because he just hides it with food. Try the McNuggets, you fat some bitch. Like
He's Samoan and he drink brown liquor. That'll do it.
but no,
He
I
been
mean,
wearing that same outfit for a year now too.
so who do you think Cody Rhodes, or do you think Cody Rhodes wins, or do you think Jacob Fatu finds a way to get in and wins? Be honest. I'm saying, because I think they're gonna do what I said last week, which is Cody Rhodes wins the chamber.
Yes.
Jacob Fatu. Cody, get your ass out here. Give me the match I deserve, 1-on-1, and then he gets the title. He gets his way to the triple threat.
So
like
I
you
think
said,
Jake
if Drew cost him the triple threat, and Drew cost him the match last night. Now he has, or they do the weird thing and have him face Drew 1-on-1, and it's like they disqualify Drew, and then Nick Aldis is like, now because of that, Drew, Jacob Fatu is in a match, and that's where it pisses Cody Rhodes off, and that way he can seem, because I feel like whatever they're gonna do, Cody Rhodes does not lose clean. He doesn't, and he won't, no matter what. So something's got to be done. The rest of the show,
he gets Jacob somehow gets into the elimination chamber and a double pin. Pause.
So
Which would make sense, but in this era, the new era, whatever the fuck, golden era, whatever fucking era we in, nothing makes sense. So, you know what? At the end of the day, we could all be wrong. They might fuck around and just say, you know what? Let's just put Jacob in the triple threat match because we ain't selling tickets. At least I respect you for being honest, because damn, y'all ain't got but 2 matches lined up right now. We got like a month and a half away.
yeah, and right now, so the card is just the 2 chamber matches, the men's and the women's. CM Punk versus Finn Balor.
Won't be watching that.
That's Finn Balor 101. Becky Lynch versus AJ. That is a hard fucking pass.
No, you got. I like AJ. I'm watching.
But the women's chamber match, this will be the winner will face Jade, and it's going to be Asuka.
Oh.
Kiana
Not to
James.
cut you off, Davis. I wonder who the winner is going to be. Go ahead. You're going to say her name very soon.
It's Asuka, Kiana James, Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Raquel, or Alexa Bliss. So I don't think.
Guess who wins that one?
There's no chance in hell Rhea Ripley versus Jade for the
title. I guarantee you. Come on, bro. They lost the titles.
I'm just saying, like, that is that too. They did. I have to watch that match because I actually am interested in seeing how that match was. But that would be a weird. I don't know why I thought Charlotte Flair was in this match a week ago. I swear when I read this last week or 2 weeks ago, Charlotte Flair was in this match.
I think no. They had that triple threat qualifying. I think
no,
you're
I
right.
Know, but I thought but I swear they had posted a graphic where they said she was in, and then for some reason maybe they made a mistake.
Or she might get into the match somehow.
Or maybe I confused her with Tiffany Stratton since all their blonde women are trying to look alike. Like,
yeah. But here's my thing, too. This is how you know they have. I mean, goddamn, we've been saying this shit for 4 years now, but why not? This is how you know they have no fucking clue what they doing because you had Charlotte come out. She called herself the bitch. So I ain't saying it. I'm that bitch because she only know one word. What is it? One word. 2 letters. I'm that bitch or whatever. So my math is off. The Scott Steiner math, but y'all get it. So she looked at her and then went to the ring. So everybody was like, we're going to get Charlotte versus Jade. And I said, if the greatest of all time got to carry that match in promos, this shit is cooked. Now with Rhea, the promos ain't going to be good for either one of them. The match going to be a carry job for her, and she shouldn't have to carry a match at 28 years old. For somebody that's older than her, but she a rookie. Yo, Jade Cargill is the oldest rookie in history. but she ain't a rookie. She been
No,
wrestling for
Dots
5 years
guy.
now.
Wasn't Dots guy Andre Ingram the oldest rookie in NBA history?
That's her, but at least he show up to work. He didn't quit his day job.
But
She just don't want. You know what I mean? She not prideful about being a household wife.
I'm not just trying to shit on the Jade thing week after week, but to do Rhea versus Jade when they've been scared to do Rhea versus Bianca 1-on-1 for 4 years at this point, doesn't make any sense. Because last year they could have done Bianca versus Rhea 1-on-1 and they chickened out because Triple H is a pussy.
Hey, what you just say doesn't make sense. What we've been saying for 4 years.
I know we're in that business, especially because the tickets don't sell, so that's proof of that. But overall, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm watching. I'm flat out. I'm just watching a hate watch so we can talk about it on the show. But still, it is ridiculous. Like how poor. Like the Wyatt Six having Bo Dallas.
Look what we talking about, bro. Come
I know
on,
we're about to end right now. I'm gonna hit end stream right now. But having Bo Dallas play fake dollar store Bray Wyatt is one of the most embarrassing and sickening things I've ever seen this company do. It's horrendous.
And it's not consistent either, unlike his brother, God rest his soul. It's like, hey, we ain't got nothing else going on. Hey, bring out the Wyatt 6. They ain't got no titles. And then they keep going against the coconut niggas. What's the MFT? What's their name, bro? The first family. What the fuck is their name, dog? For I keep saying other racist
it's just
shit.
Solo Sikoa doing his every week where he's got his fucking
What are you
gloves
doing?
and
What are you doing, Chuck?
And he's got his suit collar so he can just like pop in. What we going to do this week is.
Hey, the tall one got a TikTok, and all he do is show himself running, and you can see his knees buckling as he runs.
How can he run? He can't even have a match. How can he run?
He running, bro. You could just hear every time he run.
No, the thing last night was again, all Trick Williams has to do is just have good matches.
And it's over.
Just have good matches.
Dog.
Stop buffering in between your spots. Have good matches, and you will be the king of the company. He can be John Cena meets the Miz. That's what he can be. And
you know what?
All he has to do is just stop pausing between the move setups. That's it. They gave him that weak ass knee for a finisher because they know he can't do shit else. Like that's why they gave him this fake ass V trigger because he can't do another move. Like,
hey, this is when Dr. Bruce Pritchard is needed. If he can get in the ring. I'm sorry, yeah. When I say Bruce, I'm thinking about the fucking producer.
They're brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom. So if he can get in the ring with Tom Pritchard,
no. See, after the
let me finish.
No, because after the Daniel Bryan Danielson, Jay Cargill thing, we can't just say any great wrestler or any past coach can teach these new people. They don't want to learn.
No, Hook but the thing is, he actually showed up to work, unlike her. So he can learn.
No, because he was in NXT for 4 years and still pauses between a move.
That's NXT. That's development. Now that you're in the big leagues, kid, you can learn from the big leaguers.
He's facing the same people. He's already faced Carmelo Hayes.
Let me ask you this. So you mean to tell me if this kid he wasn't doing anything then wrestling-wise, but he got slightly better. You think if he can't get with a solid coach like Tom, he can't get with
all right, the coach
Dory Funk, who 120.
Why doesn't he have Booker T come and teach him, huh? If he's so fucking great. Huh? Y'all keep praising Booker T when he's fucking trash.
He barely be at this school because he barely was there when I was training.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, because he's fucking trash. All he wants
I
to
ain't
do is
say all that, but yeah.
All he wants to do is get on the beer. That's what I like right there, yeah.
Hey man, I don't like the fact that you recording with this dude saying I'm trash, man. You would get me in trouble.
No, you can see it last night. The crowd popped when during the ambulance segment, and then when he showed up to confront the other Elimination Chamber, like all he has to do
dude,
is just put together good matches.
and he's out of here. Like, I believe, and it's not because he cut my my favorite promo of the year
No,
against Sami Zayn.
like I said, the content of his promos fluctuate between, like I said, good to mediocre to bad. But he has the confidence to speak as what is. He has the presence and the star. Like
He
it's
just
not
looks
unlike,
like he has the it factor. He looks
well, it's
like
not
the
unlike
guy.
guys like Paul Walker or other guys who look so good as a movie star, Keanu Reeves, but not are the strongest actors.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He has the look and the presence, but like every other movie, you're gonna be like, yeah, this guy can't really act that well, huh? Like,
Let me tell you something.
unless they're in a role like John Wick, or they're in a role like Brian O'Connor, if they're in something like Speed. But
Let me tell y'all something. I'm such a fan of this guy. I'm such a mark for him. You know how I hit my Corey Holcomb super kick, calling people backdooria? My
you
old
don't
work.
call him that.
No, because my old work.
Well, because he's
used to go
6'5" and would kick the shit out of you. That's why.
It ain't that. I met him. He's cool as dude. But
I feel like
he
he
was there
throws
in the
down if he
room when
has
we was
to.
there in
Yeah.
GCW.
Watching
You didn't go talk to him?
GCW.
When we was at
I wasn't
GCW,
you were at GCW already. I wasn't there.
the one in Dallas.
He was not there, was he? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
him and Mello. Because I was talking to him about trying to set up
Yeah.
the interview with Black Announce Table.
Yeah, I forgot they were there.
And then Trick was there. And he was like, see, again, all the great people are very nonchalant. Or
They
not
just came.
nonchalant. Introverted.
They just came. Don't forget NXT was that morning, so they just came from that. That's why I forgotten, because they did NXT Stand and Deliver at like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Dallas time, and they were already out of there by the time the GCW show, which is like 1 or 2.
But I knew he was gonna be great because, and I'm not trying to put myself over. I just telling y'all what I've been told. Very much introverted people are like that. When them cameras go on, because he was very like not talking, not being an asshole. He just very like to himself, cool as hell.
To turn it on.
Yeah, that's just how most
That's
people.
what The Rock and Stone Cold were like
Eddie Murphy.
When it's time to go out there and
Yeah,
cut the promo, it's time to go out there or have the match. That's what it is. Yeah.
Eddie, and if you look at actors, Eddie Murphy, Gary Oldman, all of the Johnny Depp, all of them are very much like to themselves, not because they ass. It's just, hey, no, we'll get the fuck up out of here if you about to slander the great Johnny Depp.
You shit on Brad Pitt, but you're like Johnny Depp.
Hey,
great actor.
Did he make Pirates?
All right, I'm hanging up right now. This is
All right,
Banks
y'all.
versus Davis.
It's out the mud. He out.
Did he make Pirates? Oh
he
my!
Made Pirates.
He made 3
Donnie
good
Brasco.
movies.
That's not a great movie. You out the fuck.